What's up, folks? Here we are. It is me, 138 MMA, and I have a very special guest to break down the PFL championships. We got 16 fights, 15 pro fights, 1 amateur fight, which is strange enough. But me and Pickem MMA are going to be here to take over this card. We're gonna give you the picks, the bets. Maybe we're gonna come together with a parlay at the end.
We'll make a parlay.
We always do. And we're gonna cover all 16 of these fights, and most of them are good. There's a couple weird ones, but yeah. And before we started the stream, we'll peek behind the curtain. We were talking a little bit. It's actually a pretty good card. The only thing we're worried about is
the pacing. Yeah,
16 fights with some pacing from PFL. So this is gonna be a day long.
Yeah, the last card, the last card was terrible when it came to pacing. Which card? The Ngannou versus the Ferreira card, bro. Like, I was sitting through that, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why are we sitting here an hour waiting for the next fight? There weren't a lot of finishes either. Only like a few finishes on my card.
In this one, there's like a ton of like championship fights because they have the Mania ones and then the regular like.
Yeah. I forgot about the Mania. They got
so this could be like a lot of time if they.
It's all 5 rounds too, right? All 5 rounds too. So like, I forgot about that part earlier. It's all 5 rounds. All those championship fights.
We're gonna be really hoping for finishes. But real quick, we gotta shout out the chat. We have Tyrus season in here. He's taking Yagshimuradov. You know what? We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But it'll be
that's an interesting fight for sure.
It is. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. And then we got Grateful Dude. He appreciates the breakdowns. You know what? I'm grateful, dude, that you're here. So
let's go grateful.
Anyway, we can start off with the amateur fight. We're not going to really go over this much. It's an amateur women's atomweight fight, but like one of the ladies is 2-0, the other one is 0-0. Pickem, do you have anything?
I've actually seen Al-Saif fight before. I think she made her debut in Saudi Arabia 6 months ago. She got a crazy head kick KO. Early, she was getting taken down. Yeah, she's gonna win. I mean, I there's no tape you can watch on the other girl, like, so I really don't know how good she is. So like, I don't even think you can bet on this fight, but like, probably just stay away. Also, it's like 5'1". I don't know how this other girl, how tall she is, but from what I've seen, like, also should be the better, more powerful striker. She has experience already, so I'm gonna pick her by I don't know, the KO. She might get another KO because the other girl doesn't have any experience.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I echo your sentiment, but the thing that's different is, like, my coach used to always tell me the 0-0 people are the hardest to predict because you don't know how good they are.
Yeah, you can't really watch tape and prepare and see what they bring.
Everything's an unknown. The only people that know are the people that they train with. But yeah, I mean, if you're
I've never seen him fight, so like you can't really. You're just gonna have to like guess, right? He might be really good, but
yeah. So even if you could bet on this one, I would recommend not. But yeah, for the sake of like a topology pick,
I don't know how big of a favorite is he? I don't think I've seen betting lines. I know she was like minus 3,300 in her debut in Saudi Arabia a few months ago.
Fight Odds doesn't have any odds for it.
Yeah, I don't like some of the amateur fights, like Biaggi Walls. So I've bet on his amateur fights in the past on Bet Online. Yeah, I don't think you can bet on this one.
I've definitely bet on some of my friends' amateur fights as well in the past, so you definitely can. But like, it's kind of just like
you got to find an offshore book to bet it on because DraftKings, they're not gonna put out odds for this.
No, they never will. Not for that. And then like in your local area, sometimes local bookies will carry it too. So it's usually a good way to go. But anyway, we can move on for that fight. That's whatever. That was a throwaway pick. Costello Van Steenis takes on João Vitor Dantes. Who do you have in this one?
I'm going with Costello Van Steenis. He's going to be the better grappler, has more high-level experience. He's got better cardio. I mean, that's the main point that I'm going to make. The cardio. This guy, João Vitor, I'll be honest, he has some power, but striking is not that technical. He's pretty hittable. I think he's going to get caught. I think I could see him getting KO'd in the first round. I could see him getting subbed early. Or he can catch Van Steenis early. Like, there's definitely a chance. Like, I'll say like a 10% chance that he can catch him on the way in. But I think Van Steenis is going to be the way better striker, better kicks at range, better cardio, obviously. So I'm going to go with him. I think I'm already on the under 1.5. Bro, the under 1.5 was plus 160. Plus 160, I think. Plus 160. Now it's like minus 160. So I'm on the under 1.5. I like the under 1.5 here. And I don't think Dantes has the cardio to like he's gonna be way too hittable like after the first round, I think, and I don't see him. I mean, there's a chance that it goes over maybe if Steenis just hold him down, takes him down, hold him down. But from what I've seen from Steenis, like he'll like go for a submission. Like he's got arm triangles, like dart chokes, like bunch of different tools down there. So on the feet, I think he can knock him out on the feet also. So I'm gonna go with Steenis by. I haven't bet the money line. Like I don't like -700. Like do I want to bet on him -700? Probably not. I'm on the under, so I like the under here.
Yeah, I feel like the under probably hits, but it sounds like you got an arbitrage situation going on if you wanted to take it. But yeah, I mean, realistically, I mean, Van Steenis is the side. Real quick, shout out to JD. You know what? I hope you're having a great night too, JD. But as far as Van Steenis, like, he's a more complete fighter. I mean, he's fought at a much higher level, so he's -700 for a reason. So
he lost to John Salter, who's a good wrestler. I mean, that's not even a bad loss. I've seen other people lose too. Remember the other guy? Who's the other guy that lost to John Salter recently? I think it was Jeffrey, right? Jeffrey, yeah, Jeffrey.
Dude, like, Salter's, but he's retired now.
He's like older, but like, yeah, he was like older, but obviously, like, if you're not prepared for that takedown, like, you don't have your takedown defense on point, like, he'll take you down over and over, just hold you down. Like, that's something that Salter was able to do in the past. Yeah, he retired, right? I think he retired after the Jeffrey fight.
Yeah, that was actually the one he retired. You're right. Yeah, because he was one of the rare cases where he won his retirement fight.
Yeah, he actually got that upset too. I don't think he was supposed to win that fight because Jeffrey had some hype on him. I think he had like a few win streak, like a few fight win streak.
Yeah, his only loss was like top level. Like he lost to like Kyle Ohio and stuff like that. Like he hadn't lost anybody that was
Jeffrey. Like I don't even like watching Jeffrey fight. I like betting on him because you know he's gonna go out there just like take people down, hold them down, clinch him, make it boring as hell. The over, I love betting the overs and that because he's so tough. Like, but yeah, like I don't like watching Jeffrey fight. It's so boring every time. It's never gonna finish you. Like I think only has like one finish or something like that.
That's why you bet the overs, and then you are really excited when he starts cage pushing. Like,
yeah,
you're like, yeah, let's go, dude.
Yeah, I was watching that last fight, man. It was like so boring. I was like, God damn, man. That's why the UFC, I think they're not interested in him when he was coming up.
Yeah, that was a shame, but you know, it's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it's just a little bit too late. Real quick, we got some people giving me some praise here. So I gotta shout them out. I do appreciate that. From Vancouver. That's a bit of a jump from me. So
Vancouver. I'm from Vancouver. I used to live in Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah, I was born over there in Vancouver.
You're born in Vancouver. Yeah. Okay, right on. There you go.
I haven't lived there. I haven't lived there. Like I haven't grown up there though.
Got a fellow from your hometown shouting out the chat. Love it. So you know what? I'm gonna keep doing the MMA gods work. I'm gonna keep doing it for you guys. Oh no, he's got to take out for a little bit. Okay, yeah, definitely come back in and watch the full thing tomorrow. So I'll be looking forward to seeing your comments then, Tyra. All right, so we can move on to the next fight. We're obviously both on Van Steenis there. We have Assail Ajuj taking on Jose Perez. This is actually a bit of an interesting matchup because I mean both guys only have one loss. But it's it's a clash of styles kind of thing. Yeah. Who do you have in this one? How do you feel about it?
So this one's hard to make be really confident in, but I do like the Azil side, and the reason for that is quicker. He's more explosive, and he's I've seen him wrestle, and I've seen him get taken down. I've seen him get controlled on the mat. It can happen. I mean, he's still young, right? He's only got like less than 10 fights. Perez has 10 fights now, but I would say Perez probably has fought the better. Probably like I wouldn't say the like much better opposition, but he's fought for the belt in Cage for UFC. He's won the belt. He's fought for the interim belt in Cage for UFC. Like he's got a few good wins on record, but the only reason the problem I have with Perez is that he doesn't wrestle as much as he should because he can wrestle, he can grapple, he can control guys, he can go for submissions on the mat, and he made his debut in PFL, and I picked him there. Obviously, like I thought he was gonna win, even though a lot of people were on the other side. And Stern was actually not that bad. Stern, like, he can strike pretty well, but like if you take Stern down, you can like submit him. It can happen, and he was close to doing that. He just didn't wrestle early in that fight. He started wrestling in like later in the third round, and that's kind of negative fight IQ, I feel like. And I feel like if he's too comfortable striking with Azil, he's gonna get lit up, man. I think like Azil has more power, better kicks, better kickboxer overall, and he can grapple. I've seen him like defend takedowns later in fights, so I could see him getting taken down early. Perez really goes out there and like brings the wrestling game plan early. But from what I've seen from Perez recently in the last few fights, he's not really wrestling that much. He's too comfortable standing, striking. And so I'm going to go with Ozio. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think Perez is pretty tough. He got caught early, like in his early few fights. I think he got knocked out early, like in 15 seconds. But he was inexperienced back then. I think Ozio is going to win 29-28. So I'm going to go with Ozio.
Yeah. Similar kind of. I was actually surprised to see money coming in on the Perez side. I actually bet a Juge at like -150, and now he's at some books.
He's like -140. I'm still thinking about it, bro. Like I want to. I was like, the reason I haven't bet him yet is like because I'm thinking the line might like get even money because people know Perez and he fought in cage for UFC. He's fighting all these other promotions. I mean, he's mostly fighting cage for UFC, so he's pretty. People know who Perez is. So like, and I feel like people don't really have the best read on this one because they're both like one's 8-1, one's 9-1, and they're both pretty durable. But I do like the Ozio side because obviously the explosiveness and the knockout potential there.
Yeah, and Juge is really good at keeping himself at like distance striking. So he's not like in the pocket throwing hands. He's like keeping it like kickboxing range, which I think is
gonna he's really technical, man. I like Ozio because I didn't think he was gonna knock out Fontes. Like I picked him obviously, but I didn't think he was gonna knock him out. The way he knocked him out with the overhand, like I think it was the right hook. He put him down bad, man. this guy hits hard, and he's like he can grapple. I think he was actually trying to like taking him down early, like or maybe the fight before that, where he was like they're taking each other up down. But what I like from Ozio is even when he's getting taken on, he's got urgency. He can get a sweep, like he can get on top of his opponents after like. So that fight showed that even if he's not getting the knockout, he can still like do pretty well when it comes to like if it comes down to like a 15-minute grappling fight, they're both just taking each other down. He's definitely live in that type of fight to win. So like I'm not really worried about him getting taken on and just controlled or getting subbed in this fight. So I might actually bet him. I'm just like I want to get at least like close to even money as I can. Because the line's like I've seen it go all to -170, -180, and then comes down to -140, -130 even this morning.
Yeah, 130. What is it at?
I think it had touched -130 earlier in the morning. Like so, I was thinking about it. And I was like,
-138 on DraftKings. No, not DraftKings.
Or I might just throw him in a parlay with someone that I'm like crazy confident in. Like I might just throw him in a parlay with someone else and get plus money like that. I haven't done it yet, but like, it's definitely better being on the Ozio side than the over 2.5. I feel like because he's live for a KO. If anyone's live for a KO or finish, I feel like it's him. And Perez is obviously live for a submission, maybe, but I don't think he's going to get that submission. Yeah. So, yeah, I think you're right betting on him there. The line's close enough.
I think it's solid. I think he wins at a pretty high clip. I think he can even steal rounds back if he's been losing with a knockdown because, I mean, we saw how hard the guy hit. So I think he can steal rounds if he's been losing, and then the round can just change in an instant.
Yeah, for sure.
Quick, shout out to Tomas from the Netherlands. It's the middle of the night there, but dude's hanging in there just so we can watch our picks. So
let's go, boys.
That's what's up.
Let's go. We're gonna make some money on this PFL card. I'm excited for this card. There's no UFC around this week.
Catch it now before the line moves after hearing our stream. You know,
the line's already like. I mean, the lines haven't moved all that much. Normally, the lines move like crazy, but this card's like there's a lot of closely lined fights on this card.
It sounds like Alberto's dog hunting out there. He's got 3 underdogs that they're looking at. So I don't mind it. I get it.
Maybe one of them can cash for him. I mean, you only when you're picking underdog, you only need like a 1 or 2 to make money on a.
Yeah. If you hit one of them, you're probably doing all right because they're all 3 pretty decent sized underdogs at this point, which is kind of surprising, honestly. But yeah, and then shout out to I don't know what that name is, but Messiah wins. And I suppose I should probably shout out Bob.
What's going on, Bob? I was bringing the heat.
I almost ignored it because he said I'm here to be ignored. I was like, and then real quick to shout out to their weak blood, give him the fist bump. We can move on to the next fight. So the next one we've got Jesus Pinedo taking on Jeremy Kennedy. Yeah, this one's.
I feel like this is gonna be a mismatch. You know, the reason I'm not saying that is because I don't think I'm not saying that because I think Kennedy's like completely dog shit or a complete bum. It's just like he's like a deer stuck in the headlights. He's too like patient. He doesn't throw enough. He doesn't trust his power. Like I don't think he has much power. Doesn't have the best shin on him either. Like he's tough. Don't get me wrong. He's tough. Like the what I keep going back to is the fight with which fight was it? I think it was the fight where Borix or like what was his name,
Mm-hmm.
where he broke his arm in that one. He still couldn't put him down or hurt him. Like this guy was fighting a guy with one broken arm, and he still couldn't like hurt him at all. Like it was actually pretty hilarious. Which fight was it? I think it was Aaron Pico, not Borix. It was Aaron Pico.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's why Pico lost the fight because he broke his arm.
I actually parlayed Pico because I was like, that's the lock of the century. And he should have been a lock of the century. He was actually winning that fight even with one arm. He was actually he went back in and was fighting with one arm, and he was actually doing pretty well. And then I like actually picked Kennedy in that Patricio Pitbull fight because I was like, Patricio Pitbull seems like his best days are like behind him. He was actually coming off like 2 losses in a row, where one of them he got killed by Suzuki in Ryzen, and Pitbull's confidence was like all the way down. You can tell the way he was fighting early in that fight. Like normally he'll come out there and like not give you any respect on the field. Like he'll be throwing big bombs out there. Like against a guy like Kennedy, if Pitbull wasn't on that losing streak, I think he would have like knocked him out in the first round.
Definitely.
But like after Pitbull realized that Kennedy really didn't have much power, couldn't really hurt him or put him away, he just put it on him and just completely just broke him down, finished him in the third round. I think Pinedo's going to finish him in the first or second round. I think it's going to be a mismatch. Like Pinedo's finished guys that are actually durable, like guys like Lafreniere. Lafreniere's only been finished one time in like 35 fights. I mean, like, come on, like, what are we talking about right now? And he finished Braga, has a good chin on him. Like, I'll be honest, maybe that was early stoppage. I mean, like, I was Pinedo's side. I bet him there by KO. I bet him by finish only. Like, the finish only was my favorite bet on that one because I was so confident. Because I didn't think Braga was going to finish him. Pinedo's really durable, has a chin on him. He's got cardio now. He's taken 9 months off after winning $1 million. He's rich now. Like I think he's hungry now. Like I know he's coming back just for the money. I think he's actually hungry. He wants to compete. Now after like I was looking at Instagram and he's training really hard. And I think he's gonna put him away. Could be first round, could be second round. He's gonna hurt him bad. First or second round KO. I'm on the under 2.5 rounds. Like I'm on the under 2.5 rounds at minus 125, but the line's like you can actually get plus money now, or like it's going back and forth. I've seen it all the way at plus 105 after I bet it. But yeah, I'm on Pinedo. They didn't let me parlay him early at minus 250, but like I've been a parlay with another fighter that I like, so I like Pinedo. I think it's a great parlay piece here.
Is Bet Online letting you parlay now?
I don't know. I haven't checked this today, but they normally let you parlay later in the week.
Yeah, especially for PFL, they take their time. Real quick, shout out to McKay. Yeah, most confident picks. Don't worry. We're going to put together a parlay at the end, and we'll kind of allude to that. Don't you worry. So stick around to the end of the stream, and you will see that. Got the W here. That's right. W. That's all we got. That's all we need. It's a win. But yeah, so for me, Pinedo's obviously the side. I mean, I do worry a little bit about guys after they win the million. And
I was thinking about that too. Like, are you really hungry, like for the another million? But I just think
talk about a guy that happened to later on the card in Mansour Barnaoui, who looked amazing, won $1 million in a tournament, and then all of a sudden, like, just didn't look as good anymore. But we'll talk about him later. But yeah, Pinedo for me, I still think he's the better fighter. I think he hits like a truck. I don't think
even if he's not hungry, I don't think it's gonna matter. Honestly, like Kennedy's like so gun shy and he doesn't have much power. He's not gonna wrestle. He's gonna I know you can wrestle. People keep bringing it up. Oh, he's a good wrestler. You can wrestle. Is he gonna take down Pinedo? I don't think so. I haven't seen him have success with wrestling either. Like, so I don't think he's the best wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to cage push, do the whole wall install, I think, to win, and I don't see that happening. The reason the most confident picks aren't first is because then a bunch of y'all just hop in, listen to the top out, and I'm trying to get some watch time here, my friends. So
we're trying to break down the fight, so we'll give you our confident picks later for sure.
Well, picks don't mean anything if we can't back it up. I can tell you a bunch of stuff, and if I don't give you any reason behind it, you should be very skeptical of my picks. You should make sure that the person telling you their confident picks understands why they're picking them. But either way, let's move on to the next one. Slim Trabelsi takes on Abraham Babley. I always mess up on Trabelsi. I think it's Trabelsi, but Slim versus Abraham.
Is it Trabelski or Trabelsi?
I think it's just Trabelsi. I don't think there's a K in there.
There's no K, right? Yeah, I just keep calling it Trabelski, but it's Trabelsi. Trabelsi, maybe Trabelsi or maybe Trabelsi. But yeah, it's gonna be one of those.
Slim.
Yeah, Slim. That's more simple for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Trabelsi. I think, like, honestly, like, I'll be honest, like, I'm not really confident. Like I'm not gonna say Trabelsi's a lock. Well, the reason I'm gonna pick him is because he's training with the Martian Tabora, and like he's getting good work with the Martian Tabora, and like if you're training with the Martian Tabora, you should be able to like improve in the wrestling and on the feet. I mean, Tabora is not really known for striking, obviously, but Ibrahim, I'm gonna say I think he's a better striker, but like he doesn't have much power on the feet. He's gonna knock him out. I don't think he's gonna knock him out. He normally he wrestles in his fights. Like in his debut in the PFL, he wrestled in that. Was that no? That wasn't a debut. That was Bellator. Okay, his Bellator debut. He wrestled in that Bellator debut, and yeah, he was able to win that fight by just taking that guy down over and over. Didn't seem like Pinson had any takedown defense in that fight. I think Trabelsi is gonna be the better, more physical guy here, and he's gonna be able to take him on, hold him on. I got Trabelsi at plus 100. I feel pretty good about it. It's still minus 110 plus minus 120 now. So I like being on Trabelsi's side, but like if he has to stand on the feet, I think it could go bad for him. Not in the fact that he's gonna get KO'd, it's just the fact that he doesn't throw enough volume on the feet, and that's the only worry that I have with Trabelsi.
Yeah, I tend to agree. But real quick, this stream is brought to you by the Bob. So Bob says any friend of Pickem's is a friend of his. You know what, Bob? You're a friend of mine now.
W's for Bob. W's, guys. Can we get some W's for Bob?
Yeah, seriously, throw some W's for Bob. Bob's fantastic. But yeah, I agree with you on the Trabelsi pick or Slim. I think Slim should be the side. Yeah, like you said, if he gets stuck on the feet, he's gonna be in a little bit of trouble. But
I just want to see him throw more volume. Like he doesn't throw any volume. He's just like only like one trick pony, or he's only like I think his chin's okay. Like so I'm not really worried about him getting KO'd here. And he's gonna stick to the game plan. He's gonna wrestle, and like even if he's not getting takedowns early, he'll like still like go for takedowns.
Yeah. Well, it's one of there's a handful of fights on this card where you got two undefeated fighters going against each other, and this is one of them. So like we haven't really seen either guy lose, obviously. So it'll be a first for whoever does lose, but I think Slim has the better, probably the better game plan going in, and also the more tools to get the fight to where he wants it. So
yeah.
So Slim's the side for me. We can move on to a fight where I kind of alluded to it a little bit ago. Mansour Barnaoui takes on Alfie Davis.
This one's tricky, man. Like honestly, like I was actually like I like Alfie Davis. I like the way he strikes. I mean, he's got that Solikov, right? We've seen Solikov last week. He's like very similar. Like he's got the same like spinning back kicks, like body, not as much power. I'll be honest. I gotta like tell you guys that it doesn't have the same power that Solikov has. Like he'll knock you out with a spinning back fist, whereas Alfie Davis is just kind of like scoring points, right? He's just trying to score points. Like he'll like hit you with the spinning back kick to the body, like liver kick and all that stuff, right? Like, and his takedown defense has honestly gotten better recently, but who's he really fought that can wrestle, like that can grapple, that can like control people like Mansour? Not really sure. It's like that's the reason I'm gonna go with Mansour, but I can't trust him. I don't trust him at this line. I'm not gonna bet him. And minus 250, whatever it is right now, like I don't know, like he's gonna have to like submit him, I feel like, and if he can take him down, or like sometimes like, he doesn't really do enough on the feet, or like when he's not getting control people, when he's not able to control people, he'll like not really do enough on the feet. He's pretty hittable. He's pretty durable right now, so like I mean he's durable, so he's not gonna get finished, I feel like, by Davis. If there's a finish, I feel like it's gonna have to be Mansour, catching him in a submission, finishing him there. I'm gonna go Mansour, maybe get that submission, but like I just have a bad feeling about this one. I wanted to go with Alfie Davis. I just think that if he can make it work and like get up over and over, and like, and the problem I have with Alfie Davis is like don't pull a guillotine. Like he was pulling guillotines a lot recently. Like so, if he pulls guillotines here, he's not gonna get that guillotine on him. This guy's fought guys like Makachev. I mean, other guys that are like way higher level. It was.
Yeah,
like, this guy's not gonna catch a guy like this in a guillotine, like when you're a striker like Davies. Imagine that happens now. Like imagine that happens, he catch him in a submission.
Dude, that'd be crazy. If he even jumped for a guillotine, though, it's just like, oh.
Yeah, he's gonna lose position. He's gonna give up. He's gonna lose a round because I don't think he's getting back up off her. Like Mansour is like one of those guys. If he has that backpack body triangle, you're not getting away unless you have wrestling like Gamrat or like Islam, and these like Kevin Lee has a good wrestler also. Like those guys like that. Even like Piccolotti was it Piccolotti that he fought recently?
The last fight was against. Gosh, I gotta remember. He won his last one. It was his bounce.
Oh
back.
yeah, it was JJ Wilson. JJ Wilson.
Yeah,
so, like,
his last one was Yusuke Yachi.
Primus. No, not the last fight. Where he lost, I think.
Oh, yeah,
JJ Wilson, Brent Primus. So those guys were like the Primus fight. I think that was 5 rounds. And what happened in that fight was they were just trying to take each other down, and Primus was the better wrestler. He was able to land the better shots up close. Like he was able to have more success with his boxing, and he was able to wrestle him. Right, Primus is a strong wrestler, so that's not shocking. That's the way he's been losing fights recently, where he's getting out wrestled, out hustled in the wrestling. But I just don't think Davis is going to be able to do that. But trusting a guy like if this goes longer, man, we've seen it happen before. Mansour, if he's not getting that control, if he's not like controlling it for a majority of this fight, I don't know how he's gonna win that decision. So if he doesn't finish him, that's the reason. Like I'm not willing to bet him because Davis is pretty tough. He's never been finished before. So
right,
if he doesn't get finished here, like this could be like anyone's fight.
Yeah, and so like if this was the Mansour Barnaoui that was fighting for Road FC, winning that $1 million, I would take him in an instant. But it's not, and he doesn't look as good. I understand he's still the better grappler. Understand he definitely could get a submission here, but he's a massive favorite, and right now, and more money's coming in on him. Alfie Davis.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked at like how wide it's getting right now.
Dude, give me Alfie Davis, and like I'm not confident in it, but I'm gonna let that line keep going. And if he hits plus 300, I'm gonna throw something on it because which I think he will.
He might hit plus 300, yeah, because people are only looking at a Mansour.
Yeah, everything's Mansour's a lock.
That's the reason I'm picking him too, like because the wrestling and the grappling and he's gonna be bigger. But Davis, like recently, like even when he's getting taken on, he's making guys work, man. Yeah. Obviously, the guy that he fought recently is not really like as good as Mansour, Oscar, but he was like he got him down like a few times, but Davis was getting right back up.
Yeah, but, and I'm a big Mansour guy, but like he just isn't the same guy that won that Road FC tournament either. So it makes it. I don't feel confident in him at the line. I don't feel good about it. And like if it was like minus 110 either way, yeah, okay.
I don't think it would be. I don't think. Like, if it was minus 110, I'd bet on Mansour for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not, and it's like plus 240 right now for Davis, which is absurd. So I gotta take Davis at that line, and like, it's wild. Yeah. So
if you're picking Davis, I mean, take the over. I think Davis. I don't think he's finishing him. He's not gonna knock him out. Like, no. The only way he knocks him out if he hits him with a clean like front kick to the face or something like that. I mean,
spinning wheel kick.
Yeah, or like right on the head. Maybe then he knocks him out. Even then, I think Mansour is tough. I think he's gonna be able to survive. So I'm just gonna pass on this one. I don't like betting on this fight. It's like I don't like the odds, and I don't like even the over is like minus 260, and it's like I'm not betting the over here either. So I'm gonna pass.
I bet on over under because that could go poorly. But yeah, I'm definitely tempted by the Davis side. But yeah, the lettuce right there.
You know what I would bet on Davis? If there was a plus 2.5 prop on Davis, I'd bet that. Like for him to just win one round out there, I'd probably bet that. But they don't have those on. I'm not sure if they're gonna drop that on people.
Oh no, they won't do that for this. Nah, I wouldn't imagine. Like right now, because usually by this time in the week we'd have like full props, but even now we only have like.
I think they're gonna drop the full props for this card.
They will, but I don't think we're gonna get like point spreads and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't get those. I've never seen those for people. Well, I've seen those on the DraftKings though. DraftKings they normally drop those like during the fight day.
Oh really?
Yeah.
For PFL.
Yeah, for people, yeah, they normally drop the props like during they only drop them a few hours like before the card starts. It's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, Baby Sharp's only messing with the main card.
It's still Baby Sharp.
That's what's up. We were just on a show together.
You should bring him on. You guys had a show.
We were on Wager Wars.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's good peoples.
Yeah. Somehow, so this is crazy. Like I had like the best picks on that card. Like I crushed that card.
On a Wager Wars.
He still beat me on Wager Wars.
Yeah, he's sharp, man. Baby Sharp.
He is. Yeah, he was good. Well, and I messed up because I put 5 units on Figgy. Not in real life. This is Wager Wars.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know what that show is, it's fake money. But
yeah.
But yeah.
I've been on I've been on Wager Wars before.
Yeah. I remember watching your episode, dude. Yeah.
She was better. That was fun. Oh, I should probably I'll go back on there. I just have a hard time like scheduling ahead.
It is. And Cody's the man, so like getting on his channels is great. There you go. Yeah, Pickem's got to get on Wager Wars again for sure. I'm sure he will, like you just said.
Yeah,
Maybe he
I'll
can go
go
against
on
Baby
there.
Shark.
Probably for 310. Maybe later this week. Maybe later this week we'll do
There
it.
you go. Yeah, hit up Cody. He'll
That'll be
give a
fun.
shit. So yeah, we can move on to the next one. We have okay.
Next fight's gonna be fun, man. Like I'm kind of shocked the lines are this close. To be
Abdullah
honest, like
Aliyasat versus Abdullah Al-Qahtani. Is that his?
Al-Katani, I think.
There you
Oh,
go.
come
I'm
on.
glad you can
That's
say it.
funny.
Dude, so I couldn't
You
watch
almost got it
these
right.
live. So I had to watch
Right.
them. The only time I watched them when I was doing tape study, but I had to watch them with the volume off because I was watching them and somebody else was still sleeping. Girlfriend Kendra, she's still sleeping at the time. So I'm like, okay, I have the volume off while I'm trying to tape study these fights. And I'm like, I'm just guessing on the names. But yeah, who do you have in this one and why?
So man, like I watched their first fight, right? I wasn't able to watch the card live, like, cause I don't like being live for one of those like all Middle Eastern fighters cards. I mean, doesn't mean I don't like them. I don't like the fighters.
They're not even
it's like I don't like being live for those cards, like where it's like all Middle Eastern fighters, like headlining cards, like also Wally and those guys. So like I was watching that fight back. I was like doing tape studies earlier this week, and I was watching their first fight back. This is a rematch, by the way, so. I watched the first fight, and I just after watching the first fight, I don't see how Al-Qahtani wins the fight. I mean, I just don't see it. Like he's getting outstruck on the feet, he's getting taken down, he's getting out controlled, he's getting muscle pushed around the cage. Doesn't have like he's getting hit with big shots, and he's got a good chin on him, right? Like he's okay, but he just seems like he's way in over his head in that fight, and wasn't really having success anywhere. Like what's his name? All sad. Like he actually looked like he kind of reminds me of Bilal Muhammad. Like he'll strike with you for a bit, then he'll level change behind it, like get takedowns. And this was 5 rounds. Right? Their first fight was only 3 rounds.
Correct.
And he won every round there. Like he won the first round, second round, third round. And his cardio seemed like even in the third round, like he wasn't really. So I was watching, like I was like, let me go back and rewatch the third round, make sure like, is there a possibility this guy can slow down in this fight? And just after watching the first fight back, I watched it like 2 times just to make sure, right, that he wasn't looking tired in that third round. He wasn't. He was looking fresh in that third round. He was taking him on, took him on every round. Was all striking him on the feet. So I like all sad. I know they're trying to promote this guy Al-Katani, like for the Saudi Arabian PFL part. I mean, I don't know who takes care of the Saudi Arabian like cards. I mean, but yeah, I like all sad. I think he's gonna win. Pretty confident on him.
In their first fight, am I right?
Yeah, I think he's underdog in this fight also before the line slip.
Yeah, so, which is crazy because
I didn't get him up. I wish I got him at plus money. Like I bet him at minus 130, minus 115. So like I'll like him. So I might even do more. Like I'm like feeling really good about this guy, man.
Yeah, I think I got him at like minus 115 or somewhere around. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's like the line's so like even money right now. And I was like hoping the line might flip back. Because like people for some reason are really high on Al-Katani. I've never really been, even like the fights where he has KO wins, it's like really sloppy and he's getting hit with big shots. I mean, it's like he's not really the cleaner striker either. And he doesn't have the wrestling to fall back on, like unless he's fighting complete bums, which he has wins over complete bums. And yeah, I don't think Katani's winning this fight. I'm like, I could be wrong maybe, but I just think this line should be minus 250 on this old side. That's what I think.
That's absurd that it's not like if you watch the first fight, like I know
maybe people think it was a fluke. How? Maybe people think it was a fluke. Maybe that's what I if I had to guess, that's what people probably think that it was a fluke that maybe Al-Qahtani had an off night. So that's what I feel like is happening.
Isn't just like a 3-round domination. I mean, it wasn't like a brutal domination, but it was.
Yeah, clear. It wasn't like there's no like 10 rounds, but it was clear 10-9 every round. Yeah, 10-9 every round.
It was decisive. So
and 2 months is not enough to like make adjustments like or improve his takedown defense or like he's gonna have to like get the timing down early and defend takedowns. And when you're worried about it getting taken down, like the shots open up right on the feet. You're gonna be getting hit with big shots. And when you're worried about getting defending punches like shots on the feet, then you're gonna get taken down. So like I think this is a really good spot for all side. I think people are gonna really respect him more after this fight.
Same. Quick shout out to Iceland first. That's a great name.
Iceland.
Are you from Iceland? If not, that's like might be even funnier actually. But shout out.
Isn't it hot over there in Iceland? People told me. I forever I thought it was cold in Iceland.
Yeah, I feel like Iceland's a warm place.
I think Greenland's like actually cold, right?
Yeah. Somebody just flipped the names. Greenland is not green; it's mostly icy, whereas Iceland's like green and pretty. That's my understanding. Shout out to Raphael too. Love it. Good to see you. Hey, shouting me out. I love that.
Let's go, Raphael.
What's up? What's up? Okay. Yeah, we're obviously both on the same side there. It seems like a clear side. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one I have in my notes is Mohsen Mohammed
Saifi. I think Saifi, I think.
Saifi, there you go.
Yeah,
then,
crazy names on those cards. Right? Like last week was crazy. The Chinese card was crazy. I mean the UFC Macau. Like the names on that was crazy. Tumen Dambro, like holy shit. That was insane.
Yeah.
This week it's just not as tough as last week, but it's like right there.
I did well with those names because I was able to watch those fights like with volumes. I could hear the announcer say it, and then like I took the time to like go to like the pronouncenames.com or whatever. I haven't done that yet with this card, so I meant to, and I just didn't get around to it today. So we're winning.
Yeah, there was only like one fighter that I was really having trouble with last week. It was the other guy, Jaleel. Remember Jaleel?
That was the hardest one.
And the crazy part is like I don't know, Tapology had a different name on him. And when you watch tape, like they called him Jaleel on Tapology, they're calling him Jenny Soule. Like it was really fucking weird. Like to be honest, I don't know what's going on with that. Tapology, man, like I think they really need to get their shit together. Like they're making all this money off ads now. The stats aren't like proper. Like you watch tape and you see different stats on there. Like it's like even in this fight, like Mohammed Saifi, like they have him listed at 5'5", right? He's actually not 5'5". He's actually like 5'7". Is when you watch tape on him, you can tell he's like 5'7". And on the PFL, like they have him listed at like 5'8". It's really weird. I don't know what's going on with the Tapologies.
Yeah, heights are wrong for the UFC. Like they don't have a clue either. So I mean, didn't they have like Rosenstrike listed at like something ridiculous for like the longest, like 6'2" or 6'3"?
I don't even the stats. I mean the knockdowns. I mean Figgy had a knockdown. Peter Yan had a knockdown. They don't give him any knockdowns. Like
they didn't give Figgy a knockdown for that.
Nah, they didn't give Peter Yan a knockdown. They didn't give him a knockdown either. Like I don't know what's going on. Like who's keeping the stats? they need to get fired.
It's seriously. Apparently, what Fight App? Oh, I think they reached out
to me. He does stats. I think Baby Sharp does stats.
And I was like, no way, because that would be a lot of work. So that makes sense. Is it a pretty good app? If so,
Fight App. Is it on Apple?
Yeah, there you go. I get it. Like it's like I'm pretty sure it was Fight App that reached out to me and asked me to do it. And I was like, no way. That sounds like a nightmare job. But more power to whoever wants to do that. But yeah, I get it. Just like updating it as you watch fights. But yeah, so there you go. Apparently it's a good app. So and it's free and it's available. That's sick. Awesome. I gotta circle back to this right quick. Apparently it smells like a giant fart in the entire country of Iceland. So that's pretty funny. It must be like sulfur or something. It's got to be sulfur related. Sulfur kind of smells like farts. So that's hilarious though. But like shout out to Iceland farts for that great bit of knowledge that I'm now going to tell people that like whenever someone just, sitting there next to me at like a restaurant or a bar or something. I'm never at the bar. What am I talking about? And I'll just be like, yeah, did you know Iceland actually smells like a giant fart? And they're going to, what's wrong with you, dude?
Iceland, man. I wonder how many people do. A lot of people live in Iceland. Like, I never really thought of a place where people live. I know people live down there, Iceland.
Drink water on top of the glacier.
I would try it. I mean, I think the taste of water would be like crazy or different, right? Like the tap water, obviously.
What if it tastes like it smells there? What if it just like tastes like sulfur? Like it'd be rough.
I actually want to like go and like I don't know. I don't like cold places. Like I live in Canada, obviously, so it's like it's gonna start snowing in a few weeks here.
Yeah,
like, I'm actually thankful it hasn't snowed yet. And normally we get snow like at the early November, but this year it's actually taking longer. So like it's gonna be snowing. It's gonna start snowing in a few weeks. So it's gonna suck. I hate the cold so much,
dude. It's brutal. Like it's like it's nowhere near as cold here as it is where you are, obviously. But like even here, sometimes in like the winter time, I'm like, dude, why do people live here? It sucks. Like here in about a month, it's gonna just be like so cold that just like you could throw water outside the door and it's just gonna freeze midair. And you're like, this is stupid.
I don't really. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get cold like that, but we really? Get a few times a year. I mean, like. Sometimes like end of December, like Christmas time.
Yeah. Yep, that's when it is here. It's for like a week or two. And then after that, it's like it's still cold, but it's not like but there's like 2 weeks where it's just like brutal. But yeah. And here it's super windy too, so it just sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah,
So
that's the worst part when it's like chilly, when windy and chilly, like you can feel the cold in your bones. So that's the worst. That's the
yeah,
worst.
there you go. Baby Shark gets it. So yeah, Chicago. Yeah, I'm not that far from Chicago. I get it. Like we're kind of
Minus 20, minus 27 is like okay. I mean, it's actually cold, but it's not bad. Some places over here, like it gets all the way minus 42,
are
minus
you thinking
45.
Celsius or Fahrenheit? Because minus 120, minus 27 Celsius ain't nearly as bad as minus
Fahrenheit. I'm thinking he's probably thinking Fahrenheit.
Yeah, Fahrenheit's brutal. It's like minus 120 or minus 120. Minus 27 Fahrenheit is so cold. But anyway, we're gonna move on to fights.
Yeah, let's get back to the fight. We still got a lot of fights to break down. So on this fight, I'm gonna go with the Muhammad Saifi.
Same.
Like the reason I'm gonna go with him is because I think he has more power, better boxing, better counter striking, and he's not the biggest guy for the weight class, but his takedown defense is solid. I like the way he's able to stay upright, and he can wrestle if he needs to. Doesn't really wrestle all that much. He's gonna be mostly a striker, and he's gonna look strike. And I think he's gonna knock him out, man. I'm gonna pick him by KO. I know this guy hasn't been KO'd all that much. I don't think he's ever been KO'd, right? Has he been KO'd? He's only been KO'd 2 times, but like a few years ago, it was like a long time ago. But I think he's getting knocked out here. So give me Muhammad Saifi. I mean, and I'm gonna go by knockout.
Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty clear one. I feel like Muhammad Saifi is the side. When I was watching tape, I just remember.
Also, like what I'll say about Eid is that he has no takedown defense. He gets taken on way too fucking easy. I mean, so he can take him on if he wants.
When I was watching the tape, I remember like in my notes, I was just like, Muhammad Saifi's got him covered everywhere. There's not a single spot that this fight can take place that he's not the better fighter, from my opinion. So yeah, I think Muhammad Saifi's got it. What's the line at right now? It's probably ridiculous. Only minus 200.
I think it's like minus 200. I didn't bet him yet. I mean, I'm still like thinking what I want. Do I want to bet the KO or like money line? I haven't done it yet, but I feel pretty good he's gonna win.
Yeah, he lost on the other side because he was minus 400 open.
Was he minus 400? I mean, like Eid is not bad. He's got some power on his feet, but I think he's gonna have a hard time like being the aggressor. I mean, and he has a hard time like staying upright. Also, taking defense is pretty bad.
Yeah, I think Muhammad Saifi should win like short of just like a wild knockout or something.
But I think people are probably looking at the height. I mean, seeing he's 5'5" on Tapology, this guy's a midget. I mean, he's probably not gonna be able to land punches on him. But yeah, if you watch
punch it like this while his head's getting out.
Yeah. If you watch tape on him, he knows how to land. He has a nasty overhand right. I mean, he's gonna clip. I've seen him put people down. Even in the fights where he's not getting the knockout win, he's still able to clip people later in fights. Like David Forster fight, he put him down bad. I mean, couldn't really get him out of there, but he did enough. Obviously, you got a few knockdowns, and he lost the first 2 fights. Lost to Rong Zhu. Rong Zhu is actually like he's in the UFC again.
Right.
Just has terrible luck when it comes to fighting the UFC. He was actually winning that fight over Padilla. I remember that. Like, he just got like hit with an elbow, got KO'd. But Rong Zhu had like 16 fights or 17 fights at the time. And he fought Muhammad Saifi. He only had like 2 fights. But, like that was the second fight, I think, in MMA. So like losing first 2 fights in MMA, we've seen that happen before so many times. Guys don't have experience when they're fighting guys like Rong Zhu, and if they run that back, I think he'd probably do better in that matchup. And I think right now, like he's actually been active, really, really active right now. Fought 2 months ago, fought 4 months ago, 11 months ago. Like he's already got 5 fights in the last like less than 2 years. So I like seeing the activity. I like him. I think he's gonna win for sure.
Yeah, and for some reason, like 6-2 as a record looks worse than 10-4, but it's not. But like when you look at it, you're like, man, 6-2, that's rough. But then you're like 10-4.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
When you think about it, like people lose first 2 fights. I mean, we've seen people lose like the first 3 fights. I've seen that happen before. Like even Carlos Prates, bunch of fighters that are in the UFC right now. They lose the first 2 fights because they're trying to like fight the good opposition. They're not fighting complete bums, right? Like he fought Rong Zhu. Rong Zhu's not a complete bum. It's not like a taxi driver where like people fight. Most people they fight taxi drivers early in the first few fights, guys that shouldn't be fighting. And they get a few wins. Yeah, sometimes you're fighting. When you fight, that tells me that he's not scared to fight guys like Rong Zhu. Like he's fully take on anyone. Yeah, that's a good sign. I like seeing that.
Absolutely. But yeah, so we're obviously both on the same side here. We can move on to the next one. We have Ali Taleb taking on Rashid Haas. I think is how you say those.
Has,
This will be a fun one. What do you think on this one?
Rashid has.
Rashid.
I like Taleb, man. The reason, like, I have a hate and love relationship with the Taleb. The reason for that is because I bet him by KO and he couldn't get the KO from me like a few months ago, over like 6 months ago over Navraz. Like, I don't know, he looked off in that fight. Like, I bet him at KO by -200. Like, he was supposed to win that fight by knockout. Normally, I don't bet props like at -200, but that was lock, and that parlayed him there by KO, and he just didn't really do enough. Like, I obviously we didn't have to win, obviously, but it was a kind of a lackluster fight. You couldn't really put him down or like hurt him really. But yeah, Taleb, he's gonna win this fight, man. He's got more power, more explosive. The fight that he lost right to Kursiv Kakarov was able to land like I think he landed like 30-40 leg kicks in that fight. Like he just like completely like picking him apart at range with his kickboxing. Kakarov was really good. Even in that fight, like Taleb was able to drop him in the first round, hurt him pretty badly. I think he landed a nasty uppercut on him early on, but he just kind of couldn't really keep it up later. And Rashidi, the thing about Rashidi is like he's actually pretty good. He's not bad. He's able to like take guys down, hold people down for a bit, and mix it up. I mean, but on the feet, I think Taleb's gonna have more power. He's gonna be more explosive. And I've seen it has get hurt in that France fight. He was getting rocked in the second round, but yeah, he was able to get a few takedowns in that fight and win that fight by just like doing more. Winning 2 out of 3 rounds, or well, no, he lost that fight. Yes, he lost the fight, but it was actually really close. So he got a few takedowns, but obviously the other guy was able to land more damage. That obviously scores more. So I think Taleb can win this fight by decision, or he can knock him out. I'm gonna lean towards a knockout. I think they wanna see him get a KO here. So Haz is pretty tough though, but I think if Taleb really wants, like, if he really catches him clean, if it's a striking matchup, which I think is gonna be a striking matchup, I think Taleb is gonna be able to put him away. So I'm gonna go Taleb by KO. Probably not gonna. I don't know if I'll bet the KO. Like when you lose money on a guy betting by KO when he's supposed to get the KO, I think he's. If it's like +150, +180, I'll bet him by KO. If it's like -100, -110, probably gonna pass on the KO. Then I think it's gonna be like -110, like +120 maybe. But because Haz is pretty durable, he's only been KO'd like I think one time, yeah, in the third round. He is pretty tough though, so I could see him like staying in there and like taking big shots and like seeing the scorecards. So there's a possibility he could go longer, but I am gonna go with Taleb. I think the money line is a safe side though.
I think he gets the KO, but I wouldn't bet the prop honestly. I don't feel good enough about it. Iceland Farts is actually on the other side. Sounds like he likes a lot of the underdogs here. But yeah, I think
normally PFL is not really a card you want to go underdog.
No, but yeah, and like
there's only like a few cards that I remember
that I feel comfortable with, but I've got a couple of them. I like usually like one is like the maximum amount of underdogs I want on the PFL card, but I've got more than one, so here we are. We're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, this one I do like the favorite. I think Taleb gets it done. Shout out to Kiwi Brew, sure Kiwi, good to see you, and shout out.
Nate Brown, let's go, Nate.
Is a channel member, which we always love channel members. Also a Patreon member. So Nate Brown, double dipping. Love it. Says we're the best PFL breakdowns in the game. And dude, just
man. Appreciate that, Nate. Let's go.
What's up, Nate? Good to see you, brother. Good to see
I'm pretty tired right now. I should have probably I don't know. I just came out work right now. I just got some food, so I'm fucking tired as fuck. But we're still here breaking on the card.
Heck yeah, man. Dude, I'm shoveling rock all day.
When are the weigh-ins of weigh-ins? It's Thursday, right? Thursday for this card? Should be Thursday, right?
Yeah. Sometime are they on Thursday? I don't know. I assume
it's gotta be because the cards, I think it's on Friday, so should be Thursday, I think. So
where is this card? I don't remember where it is.
It's in Saudi Arabia, isn't it? Saudi Arabia?
Oh, probably, yeah, that would make sense. Actually, I can find out.
Yeah, it's in Saudi Arabia, yeah. Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so let's see, it starts at like, gosh, I don't know, like what?
I hope it starts early. I hope it doesn't start late.
Eastern time, 9:30 a.m. So that means my time it'd be 8:30 a.m. So yeah, it starts early in the morning.
9 a.m. in the morning. So we're gonna be there. Like I'm planning on being live, so I don't know how long I'll be. Like when I'll start the live stream, like because of the pacing. I'm hoping they don't take too long. If there's a few finishes on this card.
Oh, the time changed? They're saying now it starts at 7:15 in the morning?
Okay, that's even better. That's even better. I'll get up in the morning and then get some breakfast and then go live.
I do. So JD makes a point that the judging is a bit biased, but I do absolutely love the fights that start early in the morning, so I can't complain too much. So there we go. Oh, sweet. Shout out to Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Glad you made it. Good to see you. It is going to be a fun card. But yeah, no, seriously, like you can get watch some fights, and then let's see. Wait,
a good bacon, egg, and cheese and coffee will help. Yeah,
absolutely. You gotta get yourself a nice little breakfast sandwich.
Some hot cakes too. Some hot cakes also on the side with some maple syrup.
Definitely. Okay, but yeah, we're both on the same side. We both think Taleb probably gets the knockout, but I don't recommend playing the prop. If you like him, put him in a parlay.
I think I like, but he knocked out when he's solo around. That was pretty impressive. It was crazy though. Like, Taleb trains with Solpaz. The crazy thing is, like, Taleb knocked out when he's solo around. When he's solo around, knocked out Solpaz. Like, it's like
a knockout triangle. Yeah. Sometimes you get those in like MMA, like where you get like where this fighter can beat this fighter, but and they can beat this fighter, but this fighter can beat this fighter, but they can't go the other way. It's just
I like that he's training with the Solpaz right now, Bernardo Solpaz. I think they remade that fight with the Tercios, UFC 10. They're fighting each other now, UFC 10, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe UFC 10 or like UFC another card. Maybe it's a Buckley card. I think it's a Buckley card.
Yeah, one of the maybe Tampa could be.
I think it's a Tampa. Yeah, Buckley versus Colby card.
Yeah. But yeah, so for the next fight, we'll go and move on to this one. We got welterweights. We've got, let's see if I can get this one right. Muhammad Al-Qura,
I think.
Takes on Omar Al-Dafrawi.
I don't even know how to say his name. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try.
My best. Omar. Who do you have in this one? I've been pretty...
So, bro, like, the reason I'm gonna go with Al-Qura is because even though I think Omar has gotten way better, at one point this guy was only like 6'6", right? His record was tied. He's a 500 level fighter, but recently he's been able to like make improvements. He's been able to like defend takedowns when he's fighting these guys recently, and that's why he's losing all these fights early because he's getting taken on and getting wrestled. He didn't have any takedown defense. His takedown defense has gotten better, a lot better than it used to be. So it's not as easy to just take down, hold down. He's explosive. He's mostly a striker, a kickboxer. But I still think he's gonna get taken on here. I still think his wrestling is not good enough to like keep his standing for majority of this fight. And it's 5 rounds, right? Is this 5 rounds or is it 3 rounds?
Yeah, it should be 5 because it's the MENA.
Yeah, this is another 5 rounds. So I think that favors Al-Qura. And Al-Qura is one of those Habib's guys. He trains over there with Habib in Islam, and he's gonna be, his wrestling's gonna be good enough. He's got heavy top pressure. I mean, and I think he's gonna be able to take him on and maybe ground and pound him. Omar is pretty tough though, but I could see him like Al-Qura doesn't really have the best ground and pound though. Like it's like he'll stay busy enough to maintain that position on the top. So I think he's gonna be able to take him down every round, hold him down. But yeah, on the feet, I think striking is okay. It's not like something to write home about. I don't think he's gonna knock him out on the feet or anything like that. But obviously, when you're worried about getting taken on, the striking is gonna open up. So I'm gonna go Al-Qura. The -3 underline is like seems kind of crazy because I do think Omar has gotten better. He's been getting upsets after upset last few fights. And I mean, knocking out Al-Sawali's chinny. We know that for a long time. Also, Ali's actually really been chinny for a long time. It's not a shock that he was able to knock him out. I think this guy should have a better chin, Al-Qura. But just a line -350, -380, wherever the line is. I don't know if I can get there, but I do think he wins, and I think he wins by maybe a ground and pound or like decision. So I'm gonna go Al-Qura with the wrestling.
Yeah, this one was actually one of the fights that was the hardest one for me to make a pick, and I think the line is the reason why, because I think Al-Qura wins at a pretty high clip, but then I kept seeing that line, and I was like, man, this seems a bit, but
I think there could be a finish here for sure. I mean, if Al-Qura is able to like really throw, like really posture up and throw ground and pound, get him out of there.
And you can get the under 4.5 at plus money. Iceland Farts likes it, as we can see there. But yeah, the under is probably the better play, just for the off chance of a knockout. I think Al-Qura probably wins. The line scared me a little bit at first, but the more I looked into it, the more that I trust. And I'm also kind of biased towards like grapplers or wrestling style grapplers. I don't, because like the jiu-jitsu style grapplers, even though I do jiu-jitsu on the regular.
Also, one thing I have to mention is
it
like
is.
in PFL and Bellator, bro, like the referees, they don't really like when you're not if you're just like controlling people like in the UFC, like we've seen more recently, the referees will like stand you up right away. They'll like stand you up, not really let you work there. In Bellator and PFL, like I feel like these promotions, they let you like work, they let you like just maintain that position more. Like you can notice that when you watch tape on these fighters, like these in the UFC, they have like I think they tell these the commission like you can't just let them just like stay there and waste time. You have to like they gotta work. You gotta work. They give you warnings over and over. Like you gotta work. You gotta go to work. I'm gonna send you up. In PFL, that's not really the case. I've noticed that also.
I prefer no stand-ups. I think they should. I don't think they should ever stand up, short of like an infraction.
Unless it's like Mario Batista versus Jose Aldo. Like when you're not getting takedowns, they're just like holding your opponent. Even then, I think Jose Aldo should have been able to get out of there. Like it's a fight, right? It's a fight. I mean, you shouldn't have the referee have to help you. Like, but still, like
yeah. I mean, like if you can't get up, that's your fault. Like I don't know, but I get why people might not find that super entertaining. But
also, we have to talk about the elbows, right? You know, you can throw elbows in the championship.
That's right.
Yeah, you also have to like mention that.
I often forget that because
ground and pound could be because they don't let you throw elbows in during the tournament. I mean, but then the finale they do because you're not gonna have to fight in a few months again.
Right.
So like, I could see. I'll say TKO. I'll say I'll lock out TKO. I think he can get on top of him and like throw some elbows and finish him.
Yeah, maybe that under 4.5 is a good spot. We can move on to another fight, which there's potential we could be on opposite sides. We have Denis Goltsov taking on Oleg Popov in this next one, and the line has actually flipped in this one. Who do you have?
So, like, at first, like, I was having a hard time making, like, a confident pick on this one because I do think Goltsov is a better striker, has more power, and has a better BJJ, right? I do think he's got the better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a Sambo champion, like, or something like that. I mean, the problem I have with the Goltsov is, like, I've seen him get taken down. I've seen him get controlled on the mat. I've seen that happen time and time again. But obviously, the guy is, like, 13 and, like, 30 or something in PFL. Like, he's really good. He's more accomplished in PFL, has fought the better opposition, has been in more championship. And he's been in opportunities like this in the past where he's just one step away from, like, winning the $1 million. So I think this is, like, third time, like, trying to win the $1 million now. So, like, I just think like if this stays standing, man, like if Popov can't get takedowns, it's gonna be a tough fight for Popov. But I do think Popov is like he's got okay striking. Like I don't think striking is like crazy. It's not as good as Goltsov, but I do. What I like about Popov is the fact that he's gonna stick to the game plan. All he does is wrestle, and he's really good at like just like going back to the wrestling. Like he'll like even if he's not getting a takedown, he'll like give up on it. Then like he'll go right back to the takedown. Like he'll like take it down again. And it's not really entertaining to watch. Like it's not crazy to watch unless you like wrestling. And I don't mind wrestling. It's like I was like when this guy's like pop up, like they'll like pick you up and throw you down. And he doesn't look that strong, man. He's only like 6'1". Obviously, Goltsov is gonna be way bigger than him. I just think Popov has a good enough chin where he's gonna be able to take shots from Goltsov and he's gonna be able to wrestle and level change. It's 5 rounds. The problem I have with Popov is though, like he doesn't really go for the finish. Like doesn't really doesn't really have the urgency to go for a finish early. So that's my worry about Popov here. Like if he doesn't get the early finish and if he's tired, like he's trying to shoot desperate takedowns later, he could get clipped late, maybe run into a shot uppercut or something like that, maybe a knee up the middle. But I'm still gonna go Popov. I like this guy, man. I like how he sticks to the game plan. Like he's really good at like just following the game plan and doing what he needs to do to win. And I think right now, like he doesn't have the wear and tear that Goltsov has over the years, competing in a tournament every year for the past few years. This one's like not. I wouldn't say like this is a crazy confident pick. I do like Popov. I like the line. I like betting on him here. The guy is like what 18-1, 19-1. Like,
yep.
What I'll say is like the Goltsov is definitely by far the most dangerous guy that he's fought. One of the biggest guys that he's fought. So things could get tricky here, but I'm still gonna go Popov. I like Popov. What do you have here?
Say, I just got more confident in my pick because I got Popov as well. I bet him when he was still -105.
Yeah, -105. I got -105. So I was waiting for plus money, and I just didn't flip. The line just wasn't flipping, bro. Like, and I only got one unit. I'm not gonna bet more than that because Golslov is a fucking monster, man. Like, this guy's no joke.
Like Golslov could totally win. Popov's chance. I like the way he's gonna stick to his game plan, like you said.
Yeah.
I can't bet against a guy that
I like betting guys like that like don't fuck around, right? They're not like, oh, let me just go, like, let me just get this knockout. I mean, because people are like what's his name? What's that guy's name in the UFC? Carl Williams. I mean, remember, like, if he just took down Denise in that fight, he would have just
beat him so easy.
Early in that fight. Like, that's the thing about some of these fighters. So that's why I like Popov. Because he just sticks to the game plan. Do you think he's gonna finish him? I think he can finish him like later, grounded pound, but sometimes he doesn't really go for the finish. He's a safe fighter. So, like, I'm not really sure about.
Yeah, one time in an interview, he actually said that he doesn't like hurting his opponents, which is
they really say that.
Really strange for me, which I think is why he doesn't try to get him out of there so often. Because, like, he said, like, I don't remember. Gosh, when was it? Was like it was sometime this year over the summer.
Franklin, when you fought Franklin, was it that one?
Might have been. It was a fight sometime over the
Franklin
summer.
was actually hitting with some clean flying knees, man. This guy was just eating them. Popov's chin is actually really good.
You can eat a shot.
Yeah, like, you can eat a shot.
I feel like Goldsov's gonna have to just completely dominate him.
Yeah, he's gonna have to, like, just put him away early. I feel like if he can't put him away early,
hit him enough, the ref steps in. Because I don't think he's gonna knock him out. Like, he's gonna have to get a TKO. But yeah, dude, I think Popov's tough as nails, and I think that he can get that wrestling going.
And now people are finally, like, catching on. How Popov is, like, one of these guys that, like, just has crazy wrestling, and he's durable enough to, like, break in. And he has cardio, right? Like, I know we haven't seen him. Like, I don't think we've seen him in a 5-round matchup before. But if anyone has a cardio edge, I feel like it's Popov in this matchup.
Yeah, you never see heavyweights with, like, good cardio. We rarely see heavyweights with good cardio. Popov's got good cardio for a guy as big as him. Like,
one thing I have to mention about Popov is, though, like, it's not really the best control. He does, like, I think got like 9 takedowns or like 8 takedowns in the last fight. It's the reason he's getting 9 takedowns is because he's not really able to control people as easy. But he'll, like, thing about Popov obviously is that he'll keep going back to the bell with the wrestling over and over and over. So at least you know what you're getting with Popov.
Yeah,
and you know what you're getting with Popov. You can trust him.
When heavyweights get taken down and have to get back to their feet, that's exhausting. Like, I've seen heavyweights just have to get off the mat. Like,
Golslov, which fight was it? I think it was that which fight was it? It was actually that Ante Delia fight back in 2021 when he was like. He was the one taking him down early. Then he's, like, starting to get sweep, like, reversed by Delia. Delia was able to control him in that fight. And that's how he won that fight. It was really close. It was like 29-28, I think, or something like that. So I was watching that fight back, and I was like, I liked what I was like. That's why I'm picking Popov, because I think even if he's not having success early, even if he's not getting taken early, I think the later it goes, he's gonna be able to, like, get sweeps and, like, get on top of him, control him, and make it dirty. And just, like, put all that weight on top of him, make him carry all that weight, and I think he's gonna be able to win like that. So I'm gonna go Popov by, like, maybe a late TK or, like, a maybe decision. So
yeah, 5 rounds favors him a big time too. So, but yes, we can move on. This is a very interesting matchup for me, at least. We have Primus taking on Radanov. And Radanov is -550.
Yeah, the line's fucking absolutely crazy, but I'm still gonna go Radanov. Like, this is the only time I picked against Primus, like, recently this year. I've never picked against Primus this year. And Primus is the reason, like, I can't bet on Radanov. Like, there's no way I'm betting against Primus at this line. There's no way. This is dogger pass for betting on this fight. It's not even worth parlaying Radanov. I know he got a knockout last time over what's that guy's name? That Canadian guy. Michael Dufour. Yeah, he knocked him out with a left hook. That was actually nasty, man. And Radanov he's one of those Habib's guys, and he's normally, like, he'll, like, strike for a bit, then he'll, like, mix in takedown. That's what he does, right? He brings a complete game to the table. Like, he's able to, like, get a few takedowns, control you, then strike with you. He's a good striker. I think he's actually a good striker. And normally he's not really, like, getting a lot of KOs. Like, he got a KO last time, but I had the over 2.5 rounds, so I was kind of pissed off there. Yeah, with him getting that knockout. I was like, shit, man, Dufour is pretty tough. I think he's gonna go the distance here, and I was pretty confident. And then they just seen him get KO'd with the left hook from the Radan or Barnaoui, whatever his name is. But yeah, the Primus is one of those guys, man. He's gonna make this fight really close. I feel like if he doesn't get finished, and he's not getting finished out there much, man. I'm passing on this fight. I'm not betting this fight. I was honestly gonna bet on Primus like before watching tape. I was like plus 500, plus 400, like whatever the line is. Maybe there's value. I still think there's value there. Like maybe put a $50, $20 on him at this line because it's been pretty profitable. He's durable. Like he's striking. The thing I don't like about Primus is like whenever you're striking, it's like it looks so herky jerky. It's like it's so like scary, man. when you have money on this guy and you're watching him strike, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? My grandpa probably could strike better than this guy. Like, and he makes it work, right? That's the crazy thing. He makes it work. Like he's able to stay in there. Like he's able to take shots. It doesn't look good. I mean, it looks like DDP. Like it's worse than DDP, I think, but it's like it looks like DDP with the way DDP was striking against Brunson in that fight. It looks really similar. Like, and it's you don't feel good about it. Like you're like, oh, this guy's gonna get KO'd any time, and it doesn't happen. He doesn't get KO'd unless he's fighting Chablis. I mean, Chablis is one of the better boxers in Bellator, I feel like, or PFL. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Radanov by decision. I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think Primus is gonna have success. Primus is probably I think he has better BJJ. I just don't think he's gonna be able to get takedowns or get on top of him. He could, I mean, so like, I'm not betting on Radanov at this line. I wouldn't even bet him if he was like minus 180, minus 160. I'd probably bet him maybe, but minus like this line it's not worth it because I do respect Primus. Even at 40 years old, I still think he's one of the better 40-year-olds on the roster right now. And even UFC or the PFL combined.
I know this is going to sound crazy. I'm on Primus. I think.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd go Primus, and why wouldn't you? Right? Like he's been winning this year like crazy.
Dude, his only loss in like recent memory was to Usman Nurmagomedov, and that got overturned to a no contest because Usman popped for PEDs. Like that's other than that, like you got to go pretty far back to see a loss for Primus. Like
I think it's Michael Chandler or something like that, maybe.
I think he lost. Was it Chandler was his last lot? Let's see. His last lot. Oh, no, he lost to Chablis, obviously.
Chablis, where you got.
Yeah, I was going to say. But yeah, like, dude, he's like looking good. He went to split decision with Islam Mamedov. Dude, it's not like he's. Dude, I just don't know how I couldn't pick against the guy.
Nah, Primus won. Primus won that fight. I think he beat what's that guy's name? The guy that cannot defend a takedown, even though he's like got 50 fights. It was Clay Collar. We're both so confident there. We're both so confident on Primus there.
Dude.
Clay Collar,
like,
I don't know.
I was so in.
Imagine having 50 fights and you still can't defend a takedown to save your damn life.
Dude can throw hands, but he can't stop. And he definitely couldn't stop one of Primus's takedowns, that's for sure. Like, I mean, a lot of people.
I think Primus can like have success in the wrestling too. I think it's gonna be a close fight. I'm gonna go Fugazi because I like his striking just a bit more. He's cleaner. But yeah, it's just if he makes a mistake, gives up his back, like he could get something here, man. Primus has got good BJJ, but I'm still gonna pick Radanov as a pick. But I understand you being on the Primus side. There's definitely value there.
Yeah, and like he hasn't let me down since he hasn't let me down yet. And like the only time I picked against him in ages was against Usman, and obviously, like I mean,
I had the over 1.5 there. You know what the over 1.5 there was? It was like plus money. It was like plus 105. Yeah, the over 1.5 was plus over 1.5. It was 5 rounds, right? And I wasn't brave enough to bet the over, like the fight goes the distance or anything. I was like, I think Primus is tough. He should be able to go over. Nurmagomedov is not knocking out anyone in the first round. Usman, I mean, but
yeah,
I think he was coming off that head kick KO over or submission club and stuff over Henderson. And that's the one it was. He was coming off. The people are like, oh, he's gonna finish Primus in the first round, and yeah, Primus was tough, man. He couldn't get takedowns in that fight. He just got outstruck, obviously, like on the feet. Nurmagomedov being the better kickboxer. Yo, he's fighting Paul Hughes now, right? Usman Nurmagomedov is fighting Paul Hughes now. I might pick Paul Hughes in that fight. I don't know. I might be one of those people. I think Paul Hughes is obviously at range. I think Nurmagomedov is going to be able to like light him up at range and just outstrike him. If Paul Hughes can close the distance, I think he's going to have success in that fight. I think he's got good boxing. I picked him over McKee too. I should have bet him there. I didn't fucking bet him. I was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe I was questioning my pick. I could have got like plus 170, plus 180 in that spot. I'm pissed off about not betting there.
He did impress me there, but yeah,
he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so if you're gonna tell me that Brent Primus had a reasonably competitive fight with Usman or Magomedov, and now he's fighting somebody lower down the rung at the same camp in Ghazi Radanov, that he should be a minus, or he should be a plus 410 underdog. I think it's crazy. I haven't bet him yet, but I think close to fight day, he's going to be like plus 5, plus 600. And I think I'm going to bet him then because people are going to keep parlaying Radanov.
I want to see what the ITD for him is because we have seen a Barnaoui finish before. I know it was a long time ago, but we've seen. I might sprinkle that instead, maybe, but because I can't get there in Barnaoui. His props are going to be unbettable too.
Absolutely, and I don't think he's finishing Primus. Primus is so tough.
I'm probably just gonna pass. I don't feel like Primus has done well for me this year, so like it's what, it's tough betting against guys that it's betting against guys that have been cashing for you time and time like a few months ago. Like it's hard like because then you're pissed off if they win. Like you're like fuck, I should have known. I should have known.
Well, he's been plus money every time, hasn't he?
Who Primus?
Yeah.
Now he was favored. I think he was favored in that last two fights of a Clay Collard.
Yeah.
Eventually, it was even money. Then the money came in, and obviously on Primus because people seen that Clay Collard cannot wrestle.
But he was underdog in Miranda.
Miranda fight. Was he underdog in that one?
I'm pretty sure.
I had him by some. No, ITD was plus 265 in that Miranda fight. How crazy was that, right? For him to finish Miranda plus 265. It's crazy.
Okay, it closed at minus 190 against Renfro.
But yeah, money came in. Like last two fights, money and people watch tape and they're like, "Oh, okay, this guy should be favored." I think the reason like the lines were so close in the last two fights is because he's 40 years old almost. I think that's what the people get like. It makes it tricky. People like, "Oh, he's gonna fall off. He's gonna fall off." He's still pretty good, man. He's still pretty good. I just think Radanov has. I just think Radanov has better striking, so I would line Radanov at like -1, -200 maybe here, but just because of striking, and I think his wrestling is gonna be good enough to keep it standing. But if Primus is able to get a takedown here, like body lock, inside trick, he's got explosive takedowns though. Like, so if he's able to get takedowns and take his back, this could get tricky for sure.
Primus is a beast of a human. If he can start getting takedowns, this fight is going to get real scary. But
I'm sure he's going to have a lot of confidence now too. Like he's on a win streak right now. He's going to have a lot of confidence coming in. And even in the fight that he lost, he knows that guy was on PDs like Usman.
Yep.
I know they're trying to say that he wasn't on PDs, but he clearly was. You don't get a fight overturned if they're not on PDs.
Especially in PFL. Or I guess
everyone's on PDs in PFL. Everyone's on PDs, I think, in PFL, but
yeah,
like 99% people fighters that are on PDs and PFL.
Which gives me more confidence in Primus because that could be juicing too. But anyway, we can move on to another fight, which is I'm surprised at the odds on this one as well. We have Magomed Umutov taking on Shamil Musayev. I have a feeling that we might be opposite on this one. Who do you have?
I'm picking Musayev all day, man. I've been high on Musayev. Obviously, I don't like the line that much this time. But I like Musayev, man. I was watching I watched like all those fights when he fought early, and I gave it a free play, right? I gave it a free play. Finish only for Musayev plus 145. I was really confident in that spot there because I was like, Sorley can't finish anyone. Like he's just gonna, if he can't take you down, he's gonna get lit up on the feet. He's probably gonna get knocked out. That's what happened there. He couldn't get takedowns in that fight. He was getting really desperate for takedowns. He's pretty hittable on the feet. He needs to wrestle. That's what he has to do. And then the next fighter, what was that guy's? Ghazi Radanov, I think that's his name is. Radanov had a lot of hype on him because he's one of Habib's guys, and he all he has is wrestling, right? He can't really strike much. He'll throw some body kicks and like leg kicks and stuff. Like doesn't really have a lot of power like on the feet. I mean, doesn't really have the technique to like get you really out of there, or, like hurt you or finish you on the feet. And he couldn't get takedowns, and he got lit up, or he got hit with the crazy left hook, and he got knocked down, and it was a brutal fucking KO. The problem I have with the Umutov is that in the last fight, I mean, for Musayev, he's able to like wrestle Radanov. Radanov was his name. I'm messing up the names right now. Radanov.
Yeah.
So he was able to take him down and wrestle him. I think in this fight, man, like Umutov, like he's pretty good, right? 17-0, the guy's undefeated, also he's really good. But yeah, going to war with Gracie, man, like you're almost losing the striking exchanges to Gracie on the feet. That's not a good sign. I don't want to see that. He was supposed to go out there and finish him in the first. Remember, you said he's gonna finish him in the first round.
I
Remember you
finish him in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, you're like he's gonna finish him in the first like 30 seconds. And he went to war. He got dropped in that Gracie fight. I think he got dropped. I could be wrong on those. So if, maybe go back and rewatch tape I feel like I've seen him get dropped in that fight. And that's not a good sign. That's not a good. If you're getting dropped by guys like Gracie, who's not known for striking. I know he can strike a bit, but yeah, that's not a good sign. But the problem I have with Musayev is he's kind of low volume. He's too much for a counter striker. But yeah, he has way too many weapons on the feet. He's got the spinning back kick to the body, spinning up kick, front kick to the face, high kick, head kick, and he can knock you out with his kicks. He can knock you out with the left hook, with the right hook. He can find your chin from anywhere, and I think he's gonna be quicker. He's gonna just take the defense solid. He's got some of the best balance that I've seen when he's defending takedowns. And even when he's getting taken on, he's working his way up really fast. If Umlatov was able to get him down, hold him down, maybe then he's gonna win. But on the feet, I think Umlatov maybe can land a bomb, but I don't think his striking is up to par. I think Musayev's gonna win. I'm pretty confident Musayev here. I bet him a minus 220. Obviously, I should have. He was plus 140, plus 150, I think, opening odds. And I didn't jump on it. I was like, let me watch more tape. Let me make sure I'm not like just gonna bet him blindly. I should have bet him at plus money, but I passed. I missed my opportunity there. Yeah, I like Musayev. I think he can win by decision if he needs to. I think he's got good enough cardio. Obviously, we haven't seen him in 5 rounds, so like that's a little bit of a worry here. I don't think we've seen him on the top in 5 rounds either. So, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
we
we've
have.
seen
It was not one that went 5 rounds.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen him. Even in the draw that Musayev has, like the only reason that was a draw because he got a point taken. He was grabbing the fence, like defending a takedown. Like I hope he doesn't do that here. I don't think he's gonna do that here. Bro, Musayev is knocking out people that don't get knocked out. I mean, that's the scary part, right? That's the scary part. He's not just like knocking out some bums. He's knocking out Storley, who's fought MVP, other guys that are decent. I mean, he's knocking out this guy, that Russian guy who's relatively unknown. I mean, we don't really know how good he really is. He seems solid enough, though. So, like, he's knocking out these guys. I mean, knocked out that guy in the KSW thing. That's pretty durable. Let's go, man. JJ Evans. W's for JJ Evans.
Shout out to JJ. JJ says the next dry erase markers are on him. And you know what, JJ? I appreciate that. In fact, I do need to get a couple more. So I do appreciate it. I'm excited for that. And happy Thanksgiving to you, JJ. I know Thanksgiving is already coming past. It's like October or something, right? For you guys?
I don't really celebrate.
No?
I don't really celebrate Christmas either, bro.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Thanksgiving in the States is coming up this Thursday. So shout out to JJ. Must mean he's from the States. So there will be bloods also on Shamil. A digital whiteboard would be cool. I'm not super.
Yeah, you should do that, bro. You should get one of those. Those are I like the way you break down the fights with the.
How did was a digital mark like a digital whiteboard just like a do you write with just like a digital pen or something? Or
yeah. I think that's what he's talking about.
I'm gonna look into that. I kind of like the old school, but like at some point, like maybe after I'm like 50K subscribers or something, I'm gonna have to like do away with the old marker board. We'll see. Make it like a digital whiteboard. I'm not gonna get rid of it forever. I love the style.
Yeah, I think the breakdowns are really solid. Like the way you write them, you make all the points of fighters, like what they bring to the table. Like, I just write notes. Like when I'm watching fights, I just like write what I think, like what mistakes they're making. I mean, like this guy does this, this guy does that. I think that kind of helps me remember later on. Like if I don't take notes, I just kind of forget later. Like when you're watching 16 fights, when you're watching tape on 16 fighters, like or like how many fighters is that? 32 fighters. Like it's a while to remember. Like so, I think watching tape and like writing notes that definitely helps you remember more. And the chalk thing, the clipboard. I mean.
I actually live take notes during the cards, like when I'm watching, and then I obviously go back and rewatch tapes so that way my memory's sharp. But like I'll take notes during the fights live. So
I can't really do that. Like I do live streams, so I can't really write stuff down.
That's why I don't do live streams, like during the card usually.
I enjoy doing the live streams
for a short bit.
I really enjoy doing the live fight companion. It's a lot of fun. I feel like watching the fights live and like. I really enjoy doing that live streams. I mean, sometimes obviously you get tired of like sitting still for like hours and hours, but yeah, it's fun. I like doing that. I can't wait to do the live stream for this fight. I mean, for this card, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be a good one. But yeah.
So who you picking here? Musayev or Musayev?
So here's the deal. If it was minus like 110 apiece, I would probably be on the Musayev side. but it's not. And Umlatov's like plus 200. And I can't not do it. So I'm gonna let money keep coming in on Messiah, and I'll probably throw like 10, 15 bucks on Umlatov at some point because like, man, he's like over plus 200 already.
Yeah, I agree. The line shouldn't be this wide, but I think like from what he's shown in the PFL, like with his power, with his takedown defense,
He's so good.
Yeah, he's so quick, man. Like he's so good at setting traps too. Like I think Umlatov is like, I think if he finished Gracie in the first round like he was supposed to, I think this line would be like even money. I really do believe that. I think this line would be like minus 110 Musayev and minus 110 what's his name, Umlatov. Well, when you watch that last fight, you can't have confidence in Umlatov. Like I was thinking about picking him at plus money. I was like, maybe this is the time to pick Umlatov. Now he's like, everyone's fading him here. But I watched that fight and I was like, oh man. Gracie, like, don't get me wrong, Gracie can like take people down and like submit him and stuff like that. And his striking is okay, but if you're getting hurt by Gracie, like I can't really like have confidence. But yeah, the line is crazy though. Plus 200.
Yeah. And see, like, okay, so to clear things up for There Will Be Blood, I understand favorites are favorites for a reason. And actually, like, yeah, I definitely do bet chalky parlays sometimes. But when I think of like a line is just ridiculous, then I got to go the other way. And like the Primus fight, for example, like I just don't see Primus.
I like Pinedo and Musayev. I like those two. I know they're both dangerous guys.
Favorites.
I think Musayev can go out there and finish him in the first round. I could see him like really like hurting him early. Umlatov is tough though. He can hang in there. Like he knows how to survive and like come back. Even in that Korska fight, like I think he lost the first round. Then he won the second, third round. He was really at takedowns in that fight. On the feet, he wasn't really looking that clean on the feet.
I could see Umlatov wall-installing him for like a while.
If he is able to take him down, like I think he could maybe hold him down a bit. But Musayev has good BJJ. I could see Musayev taking him down also. Like can you see that? Like I could see Musayev taking him down and holding him down. I could see him submitting. I could see him submitting him. I don't think. Obviously, I don't think he wants to do that, but I could see him doing that. He has tools. I think he's good everywhere.
So this is something people forget. They always think it's either grappling versus striking. And my coach used to always tell me, he would say, there's the clinch that people forget about. And in MMA, there's two kinds of clinching. There's clinching in space, like a Thai clinch or like a judo style clinch, but there's also the cage push. And if you have somebody that's a better striker and also very slick on the mat, don't actually get the takedown sometimes. Your best move is just to push them against the cage and hold them there because you're you're winning the fight, even as boring as it is. And I think Umlatov can wall install him and win this fight. It's going to be so boring. And he could do it for 25 minutes, but he doesn't have to. He just has to do it for 15. If he can wall install him for 15 minutes, he can win. And I think he can do that. And at plus 200, he'll probably be plus 300 by the time the fight takes place.
No, I don't think it's gonna get. I think there's gonna be some money coming to Umlatov. I don't see him.
He was a favorite at open.
Yeah, he was a favorite at open. So money came in on Musayev. Now I think the people are gonna look for like one of the better underdogs on the card, and they're gonna see 17-0. Mm-hmm. And I think there's gonna be some money coming to Musayev. No, I don't think it's gonna get that crazy.
I haven't bet him yet, but like if it keeps growing, I will. Right now, I'm passing because I don't want to have money on this fight because I know they'll probably be disappointed, but. Man, that plus 200 looks good. We do have to answer a question here if we like turkey or not. I love turkey. I think
I've never been. Oh, I mean Turkey. I thought you were like talking about the country. Yeah, I was like, I've never been to Turkey,
not the country.
Yeah, I like turkey on my sandwiches. I mean, it's good.
There you go. Yeah. Ulysses says, turkey. I like it, and There Will Be Blood agrees. Turkey's good. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
His son used to fight Francis Ngannou for
I understand the distaste for it because it's boring, but like, dude, you're out there to win a fight. And
I'll give him a break. I mean, Jose Aldo's Malacto, he got plus money in that fight. I was pretty pissed off. But I actually scored that fight for. I know people are saying it was robbery. I don't think it was a robbery. I think it was
a close fight,
was able to like do more in the clinch and stuff like that, control where the fight takes place. He was able to win that fight, but it was boring though.
Yeah. And you know what?
Pretty boring.
If you have money on somebody, doesn't matter if it's boring because all of a sudden, whatever they're doing, if they're
it makes it a lot better. Like Pop-Up, right? Like if I was watching Pop-Up fight and not have money on him, I'd be really pissed off. I was like, bro, this guy's so boring. Then when you're betting, when you have a bet on the guy, you're like, I hope he keeps doing this. I hope he just keeps doing this over and over and over.
Which is what I'll be rooting for. I'm rooting for Umlatov. Just I haven't bet it, but I'm probably going to throw $10 on him. But like, I'm going to be rooting for him just to wall install and make it as boring as possible. Don't go for the takedown.
I hope that's not what happens. I hope that's not what happens.
25 minutes of pushing against the cage.
I hope Umlatov takes a long nap. Long. I don't know. I've never really been too high on Umlatov. Like, even in the last fight, like that which fight was it? We were supposed to finish that guy. I mean, Gracie. Yeah, I was saying, I think it's gonna go over because Gracie's like pretty tough though. Like, but Umlatov should have finished him there. He should have really put it on him, or at least try to get it finished, even like third round maybe. But good on him for winning that fight. I mean, showed even when things aren't really going his way, he can still win. So I guess that's good. Yeah. This is gonna be a fun fight. It's gonna be one of the better fights on the card for sure.
Umlatov should be an underdog, but not this big of one. But I'm taking him for that. But let's move on to the next one. This is actually a really interesting
this is a good fight.
Impa Kasanganay, and I guess they've shortened his first name just to Dovlet. So Dovlet Yagshimuradov, because it used to be like Dovlet's son or something. I don't know, but it's Dovlet Yagshimuradov now taking on Impa Kasanganay. This one's I believe the lines like kind of bounce back and forth a little bit, but now
I think money's gonna come in Impa. I think a lot of money's gonna come in Impa because it's kind of all more known. Like MMA overall.
So which side are you on then?
So like I've had a really hard time like being really confident in, and I don't even have bets. I'll tell you guys right now, I don't have any bets on this fight right now because I still can't decide. But I'm gonna pick Yagshimuradov. I think Yagshimuradov is like pretty underrated, man. Like he's actually really underrated. He doesn't look like he's the quickest guy for the weight class, but he is, man. He's quick. He knows how to move in there. Like he knows how to like set traps, and he's got that karate stance, striking style. Like he's pretty good, man. Like you watch tape on this guy, he can wrestle, he can mix some takedowns, he's got nice timing on those takedowns also. Not sure how much his success is gonna have taking down Impa. Impa's wrestling has gotten way better. Impa can also go out there, take him down. I just think Yagshimuradov has a cleaner like striker. I don't know if he has more power than Impa right now. Impa wasn't really known for that power. Like a few years ago, he was more known for that grappling. I mean, mostly like he's a good striker, but like he'll take like hurt you on the feet. I mean, not really hurt you. He'll be like he'll be up to strike on your feet, and then like mixing the wrestling and grappling, submit you on the ground. But yeah, now he's been knocking people out recently. But Yagshimuradov, man, in that last fight against Wilkinson, he was able to land the better shots and like he was moving pretty well, man. Yeah, I think you picked him, right? Didn't you pick him in that?
I think you picked him. I can't remember now.
I think at least I think one of us picked him, and I didn't pick him. I picked Wilkinson there. But
I might have been. I can't remember now.
I think you picked Yagshimuradov, but I'm gonna go Yagshimuradov here. I haven't bet him yet. The line's getting wider, plus 145. I might have to like throw at least like 50 or something on it, like half a unit on it. So I'm like not crazy confident on him, but here because Impa has gotten really good. Even the Eblin fight, I think he won the Eblin fight. He was able to land more damage, get a knockdown over Eblin. That's impressive. But Eblin's striking is horrendous. I don't think striking is good. Yeah, Eblin's like one of these guys that people are saying he's gonna be UFC middleweight champion. I don't think so. I don't think he's that good to be.
I don't think he's gonna be a middleweight champion in the UFC.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go Yagshimuradov. I could be wrong on this one. But yeah, I'm gonna go Yagshimuradov. He's 35 years old. He's gonna be a lot older, 5 years older. But he doesn't look like he's older, man. He's just, like even in that Jacob Nadeau fight, like he had that was an easy fight for him. I mean, Impa had trouble with Jacob. He almost got finished in the first round. Impa is tough though. He can hang in there. Mm-hmm. He knows how to survive. He knows how to come back and win. And if especially you can like 205. Yeah, if at 205, yeah. Like Impa is not really a natural light heavyweight. I mean, whereas Yagshimuradov is. Yeah, I think Yagshimuradov can win, but if Impa is able to like just walk him down and land big shots, you can hurt him. You can put him away like that if he really puts it on him. But yeah, I'm gonna go Yagshimuradov by decision. I don't think he's finishing him. What do you think?
The Carl Albrechtsen fight for Yagshimuradov, throws me off.
You're like, right. There's fights that he shouldn't be losing like that. It's crazy, man. You can't make it up.
Like how do you go and lose to Carl Albrechtsen, but you can beat Rob Wilkinson? You can knock out Jacob Nadeau. Like what is
that was the way he knocked out Jacob Nadeau, bro. Like I'll be honest, I bet on Jacob Nadeau because I thought he was gonna be a problem. Like and he wasn't. He wasn't any.
Definitely was on Yagshimuradov in that one.
That was a weird one for me. I had the under 1.5 too, so I made money either way. But I was like, it was yeah. I think I broke even, yeah, because I had the Nadal money line at -130, and then I had the under 1.5. So yeah, and I had the under 1.5 in the Impa fight also, Impa and Jacob Nadal, and that went. The referee just didn't want to stop the fight, bro. Like I was so pissed off. I'm so pissed off from that one because it should have stopped the fight. The doctor had to stop the fight because the referee just wasn't willing to stop that fight.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, but yeah, I think this one's gonna go over. I feel like they're both pretty durable. I think it's gonna go over 3.5 rounds, but it's a long time. I mean, 3.5 rounds is a long time. So like, I don't want to be sweating the betting the over here. I'm just gonna pass on the over, but I do think it goes over 3.5 rounds.
I think we did an over. I'm still leaning the Impa side.
We had the over 1.5 in that Wilkinson fight. Remember me and you? That was an easy. Yes. Yeah, that was an easy one there.
That one was
over
super
1.5
easy.
rounds there.
This one I think should go over. But 3.5 is a little scarier.
They're both good strikers. I mean, Impa's high level, Yagshimuradov's high level. They both don't take a lot of risk. I mean, and I think once Yagshimuradov lands a few shots, I think he's gonna get Impa's respect on the feet, and I think it's gonna be a back and forth fight. So I think one of these guys is gonna win by maybe like a 5th round KO, maybe, or I think he's gonna go the distance.
Yeah, and both guys are shorter for the light heavyweight as well. But Kasanganay is actually going to have like a decent reach advantage, which is rare for him because usually, I mean, he's fighting guys that are like legitimate light heavyweights. But I mean, this fight's one where he's going to have a reach advantage, and Yagshimuradov's like, I mean, they're both only 5'11", and at light heavyweight, that's pretty short. I mean, like, you don't see very many of those. But
also, Yagshimuradov is Muslim, right? He's fighting in Abu Dhabi, so that could help him maybe.
That's true.
That could help him maybe. I feel like
I'm staying away from this fight, honestly. I'm gonna, for the sake of a pick so far, I'm gonna take Kasanganay. If the line gets too wide, I might flip flop because, like, I mean,
yeah, I'm just gonna pass. I just want to watch this fight. Impa is like one of those guys. He's gotten really good recently. Mm-hmm. He could beat him. He could knock him out. I think there's a chance that he could do that. Yagshimuradov is really.
First.
Yeah,
like when he left UFC, I was like, this guy's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. But like, dude, all of a sudden, just starts stringing together wins, gets in the PFL, starts winning championships, and like, it was the Alex Polizzi fight that like. Believe it or not,
I don't know what Polizzi was. He was just like a deer stuck in the headlights. I mean, dude, that's pretty much what it was. He just didn't wrestle. Was he even trying to wrestle in that one? I don't think he was really trying to like even take him down. It was really weird.
Nobody finishes Polizzi. Like, well, okay, not like that anymore.
People
like,
do finish. Won't finish him.
Like,
I think that's what I'm say. Yeah, that's what you
So that was impressive to me. So yeah, I'm going Kasanganay like as far as a pick, but not betting it. We've got 2 fights left: co-main event and main event. Real quick, everybody that hasn't done it already, if you
guys hit the like button, stream. Let's go.
Hit the like button. We appreciate it. It helps the stream, and it just shows us that you actually give a crap. So please do that. Let's move on to the co-main event. We have Dakota Decheva, I think is actually how you're supposed to say it, and Tyler Dantes. This is a good fight, honestly. This was another one where it's like, man, that line is silly, but
it was actually close early, like a few months ago. It was close, and I was waiting around. I was like, there's gonna be money coming in Tyler Santos, and I was wrong.
There will be.
I think there will be.
There
hasn't really been much.
There hasn't yet. There will be. There's gotta be, right? There's gotta be.
Yeah, this is by far the best opponent that Dakota Decheva fighting. Like one of the more legit. Yeah, she looks so good. That Gina Bishop fight, man, like she completely just ran her over. I mean, like the problem I have with Tyler Santos is the reason I can't like bet her even as a 3-1 underdog here is because she's not training with the good teams. She's training by herself. Like it's not good. That's not something I want to see. Like we've seen that with Jonathan Martinez last week or like a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Like when you're training by yourself, you don't only have your coaches there to like give you good advice, to like give you a good game plan, like so you can make adjustments after round when you're in your corner. That's the problem I have with Tyler Santos. She's still pretty good, I mean, but recently she's having trouble like with her cardio. Her cardio never really been there. I mean, even in the UFC, even before like she's mostly like she's more known for striking. I mean, than the wrestling. Mm-hmm. Recently, it's just been all wrestling. I mean, she's been like taking girls down in the first rounds, holding them down, like winning the first rounds, and then she just kind of gives up. I wouldn't say gives up, but like she's kind of throws the third round. I mean, she just throws the third round because she's tired. And this is going to be a problem in this fight, I feel like, because this is 5 rounds. And if she's not able to submit Dishiva in the first 2 rounds, this is going to be a problem. I think she's going to get finished here. I'm going to go Dishiva by like a brutal KO, TKO in the later rounds. 3rd, 4th
the
round.
way she's putting girls out.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a problem. Tyler Santos is really tough, so like there could be a chance that she's able to like maybe get hurt and like survive. But I just think the length and with how big Dishiva is, she's training with her American top team. She's training with UFC level fighters. She's taking defense. It's going to get better every time we see her. It's going to get better and better. And I don't think Tyler Santos has the cardio to be able to maintain that wrestling heavy game plan for 5 rounds. And on the feet, I think Tyler Santos has power on the feet. I know we've seen her get a few knockdowns in UFC, but recently I just haven't really. I feel like she's not really striking. She doesn't want to strike at all. I mean, it's really weird when you watch tape on her. Now, I haven't bet on Dishiva, -380, -350. Just like, it's like, I think live betting her probably the way to go, because I do think Tyler Santos is going to get a few takedowns early in this fight. She's going to be able to have success early. Because Tyler Santos, she's not a bum, right? Like, she's fought Shevchenko to a split, where she got takedowns on Shevchenko, and we haven't seen a lot of girls get takedowns on Shevchenko and be able to control them on the mat. I mean, yeah, I do think she's going to take down Dishiva, but I think Dishiva is going to work her way back up, make her work for those takedowns, and she's not going to let her. I don't think Dishiva is going to let her just hang on top of and just like stay there, right? Like, whereas she's not getting tired. If Tyler Santos is able to like take her down every round, hold her down, obviously she can win this fight like that. On the feet, I feel like maybe if she can crack her and then submit her, club and sub, that's probably live maybe. But I just don't see it happening. Yeah. I think Dishiva training American top team, her taking defense is gonna be on point, and I think she's gonna have a game plan. It's like she studies their opponent. I mean, you can tell the way she fights. She studies their opponent. I think she's gonna watch tape and be like, "Oh, this girl's got cardio for like two rounds." And I think she's gonna be able to like she's not really gonna be throwing a lot of kicks and knees up in the first round. I think she's gonna take her time, and as Santos becomes more predictable, and that's when she's gonna line her up with those knees to the body, knees up top, and that's the way she's gonna win. I'm gonna go with Dishiva by like a 3rd round TKO.
Yeah, I think I agree almost entirely with that. It's kind of, and like there will be bloods on Santos by submission. I don't blame you. She needs it early, because I think the longer the fight goes, the more it favors Dishiva.
Even though we haven't seen Dishiva go 5 rounds, I still think she's got better cardio than Santos.
Yeah, I think so too. And like the way she's putting together these combinations and finishing these fights, it's like she's
so long, right? She's so long. She's so
like,
tall. She knows how to like use her knees. I mean, in the body, those are nasty. It doesn't matter how tough you are. When you're eating those knees to the body, your liver, it's gonna finish you. You can't really do anything about it. It's gonna shut your body off. I mean, you can't really like recover from those knees.
All that said, still not gonna bet it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away. I'm still thinking about parlaying here, and I don't think I can get there. I might play the KO if it's plus money, which I think it might be, because Santos never been finished a KO before. It should be plus money. I think the KO should be plus money here. I might play that instead.
Under 2.5 is plus 140, but I don't like 2.5.
Yeah, I don't want to bet the under. I want to bet the. Yep. I don't think Santos is finishing her. I think the only one that can finish is just Dishiva.
I think Santos can finish her on the mat, but it's not likely. But I think she can. Like, I don't think it's impossible.
If she's able to like drop her and like have her like Kong Wang, right? The Kong Wang last week. Yeah. Like, I don't think if it was just like her getting taken down, I think she was going to be able to recover and get up. But yeah, when your brains are scrambled, you're not really thinking straight. You're gonna make mistakes, and that's the way it could happen if it happens. But I don't see it in Dishiva. She was -200 early in the week, like early few months ago. I mean. Yeah, no, I honestly thought the line was gonna go like down. I thought like Dishiva was gonna close in at like -150, -160. But yeah, people are like catching on that she's really good.
Apparently, we got JD dropping some beats on BeatStar. I don't know what any of this is, but yo, drop a link in the chat so people can see that.
Yo, what do you think is gonna happen with Dishiva if she finishes Santos? Like, what other matchups are there for her in the people? Really, none. I don't think there's anything else.
Carmouche fight.
Oh man, I don't want to see that. Like, come on.
I don't either. I really like Carmouche.
I don't want to see that. She's gonna have to go to the UFC. I feel like. I mean,
Well,
PFL's investing a lot of money into her, so they might just keep her on. Like, they're
yeah,
gonna need
contract
contenders.
right now? Like how long?
I'm sure she's making a lot of money in PFL. I don't know what kind of contracts she's on.
That's true. She could just stick around and win $1 million every year for. I mean, she's like what, 20 something. Like she could win $1 million every year for the next 10 years.
I think she's gonna go over the UFC. I think the UFC. I'm sure she wants to like compete at the highest level at the UFC, like which is obviously the highest level.
Well, that's silly because you can win $1 million a year just beating up people that are far less than you. Like you might as well.
I feel like Shiva is one of those girls that like she wants to be the best. Like I feel like I get that type of energy from her, where she doesn't want to just win $1 million every year. I feel like obviously you want to win $1 million every year. I mean, who doesn't, right?
Like, what are you talking about, dude? Of course she does.
Like
who doesn't want $1 million? Dude, yeah. I don't know if I'm
just gonna be a fun fight
for at least a couple. Like
I mean, Pinedo. I don't know why you didn't. I don't know why you didn't like compete in the tournament this year.
I don't know.
Like you could have won $1 million this year. I feel like also.
Yeah, I think if Dechiva.
Who do you think would have won, Kizrev or Pinedo?
Oh boy,
that's a tough one, right?
I mean, that's kind of giving away my next pick.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like as far as a champion.
Do you pay tax on $1 million? I'm not sure.
But of course you do. Yeah, you pay taxes definitely.
Okay.
if let me tell you something about the U.S., my friend. The U.S. is a great country, but there is one thing that they will do, and that is tax you every chance they get. They tax the money you make.
It's the same thing over here. I mean,
they tax you on the things that you own, such as property tax or your vehicle licensing and taxing. And then even when you die, they're going to tax you again with a death tax, which is absurd. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna tax you hard, man.
You can't like avoid tax even when you're dead, right? That's crazy.
I love the U.S., but I mean, it wasn't that long ago that the United States was revolting against England for much less in taxes than we are getting beaten with right now. So anyway, before we get too deep into tax law or anything like that, you hit a nerve there, buddy. Taxes are brutal. I hate it. But yeah, no, I think if Decha was smart, what she does is she takes that $1 million, wins it 2-3 years because she's still early 20s. How old is she? She's got to be like what, 23 or something?
26, 26,
26.
Same age. Yeah.
Okay, she's 26. Okay, maybe not 4 years. Maybe you take it for 2 years. 28 years old, you go to the UFC with $2-3 million in the bank account. Insane. You gotta take that for a couple of years. Let's see, what do we got here? It's on BeatStars. Okay, right now it's getting put.
I do want to see her in the UFC though. Like, I mean, win over Carlos Santos. I think she would get paid pretty well in the UFC.
Imagine a fight with her versus like Mansour. Like,
I mean, like, I think she knows. I'm sure she's heard about all these other fighters not getting fights right now, like Sergio Perez. I mean, Apache Mix and these guys. Like, they're having a hard time like getting more than like one fight a year. There's a lot of cancellations when it comes to PFL wins this year. There's been like 5 events that are canceled this year. It's crazy.
Baby Sharp hitting it right there. Yep, our ancestors are kicking their caskets right now. Oh man. Let's see. Anybody needs theme music for their channel? Heck yeah, dude. That's sick. The problem is, so I used to have like an intro.
I need to get Dan Hooker. You know, Dan Hooker does intros, or like if you pay him like $20, he'll like say anything you want. Dan Hooker.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him to do an intro for me, maybe.
I mean, I kind of think it'd be funny to get Dan Hooker just to say some like crazy
something funny, right?
Just like something like off the wall, just like absurd. You have a JD beat going and like a Dan Hooker just like weird line, but I don't know. The problem is if you have an intro in your video, you lose so many viewers immediately because people that don't know your channel, they click your channel and they don't see you immediately jumping.
I've never had an intro on my channel before.
Yeah, until you get to where your channel's like well over 10,000 subscribers, it actually hurts your channel. So that's why I got rid of my intro. But yeah, because like
people click away, do they just click away? Okay, that's what happens.
Yeah. So and like you even see, yeah, there you go. See, like dude knows. It's a real thing though, because like if you see a new channel that has like kind of lower subs, like in the single digit thousands or even the hundreds, and you click on their channel, and like the first 3 to 5 seconds, you don't see something that makes you think, oh, okay, I'm going to stick around and watch this. They're gone. They're gone.
People's attention span isn't that crazy. I mean, that good anymore. I mean, with the social media and everything these days.
Yeah, here we go. So let's see. Baby Sharp. Oh yeah. So like if you have 60 seconds, dude, 60 seconds is an
That's a long time. That's
dude,
long.
Just gonna be like, nah.
Maybe like a 5-10 seconds intro wouldn't be bad, but yeah,
even when it's really good,
is crazy.
Like for example, Chronic Combat Conversations. They have one of the sickest intros in the entire game. But dude, I think that intro music just makes people like, oh, done. Like, but dude, it's so good. Like you hear it and you're like, this is good. But like, it just doesn't help. Like, there's a guy, Kunith is his name. He actually got rid of the intro because he realized that in his analytics. Like, he used to have an intro.
He's got good picks. Kunith's got good picks, man. I like Kunith.
Yeah, I don't like that he like whenever he doesn't feel good about a card, he just doesn't do a video on it.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh yeah, I'm busy, and it's like you were busy on all the cards you're not.
I mean, I don't blame him though. I do every card. Even if I can't do a live stream for the UFC card, do the fight companion, I'll still like do a breakdown. Like UFC Macau. Like honestly, like it took me a few days, like because I wasn't feeling like crazy about like watching tape and like doing research for it. Then I kind of forced myself. I was like, let me just sit through this card and like let me just do the breakdown and get over it. It's like some of these cards where it's like doesn't look good on paper, but the cards actually turn out really good.
Dude, that's what I was telling everybody about last UFC card. Everybody was like, "Oh, this card's gonna suck. I don't know any of these guys." I'm like, "Dude, this is gonna be a good card. Trust me."
And it actually turned out to be one of the better cards this year for sure.
I was like the sole defender of that card, and I'm like, guys, I promise you, it's gonna be a great card, and it was. So that helped. Actually, so. The Fight Night picks, guys. I'm so sad that they quit, but the reason why
they're Canadian, right? Weren't they Canadian?
Canadian, dude. They are the gold standard forever on picks channels. They amazing production value. They did their tape study.
Yeah, you can tell they do their tape study.
Dude, they were so good. Those guys were so good. I'm so sad they're gone. Honestly,
I mean, it takes a lot of time, bro. It does take a lot of time to like do those breakdowns. And, like they make graphics too. Like I don't even make graphics. If I made graphics, you know how long it would take me to make graphics, like tape study graphics. Like it's a lot of work, man.
Do you know how long it takes to write each fight up on the marker board? Oh my gosh, it's brutal, dude. I got horrible handwriting. It takes really slow to make it so you guys can read it. So
it's a lot of work,
dude.
Unless you're just covering UFC, then it's probably okay. But if you're covering PFL, UFC, and the other promotions like Dino Contender Series, we got Dino Contender Series, like
yep.
Like dude, I actually missed Dino Contender Series. The Contender Series was really good this year overall.
Yeah. Fight Night picks, they left because it was so much work and they weren't getting the like return on investment they needed. Like if they were making like a living doing it, they probably would have stuck around because gosh, they were good at it. But they seem to like be stuck at that like just under 40,000 subscriber mark, and it sucks because they were so good. But yeah, anyway, that's
maybe they can come back in the future, right? There's always doors always open. I mean,
I hope so. I reached out to Craig because he's still active on Twitter. Matt just vanished off the face of the earth.
Do they still watch the fights though? Like, or
yeah, Craig he'll still be like tweeting during the fight. So I tweet him every now and then, just like, yo, dude, if you ever just want to talk about any fight, you're welcome on the channel anytime. He's like, maybe, but he's like, I'm enjoying not talking about fights online anymore. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. Okay, you got a wild request here, brother. Dude, how much did you charge him for that?
Nah, fun. There's no amount of money's gonna make me do that shit.
Dude, are you kidding me? There's a
maybe $1 million. Maybe $1 million.
You can definitely buy me, man.
I don't know.
The only problem is the government's going to tax me on it.
I mean, there's so many OnlyFans girls that do that shit. I'm like, I don't know. It's retard, man. It's crazy what this world has come down to. Like, girls selling farts in a box. I mean, like, it's like what the fuck's going on? So, dude, girls that UFC fighters, like, I think Perez, he sells their panties. I mean, after she fights, like, he sells their panties after, and people actually buy that shit. It's actually like, I wouldn't even take that for free, bro. Like, honestly, like, what the fuck? Like, that's nasty. Dude, taking girls' panties after she's fighting. Like, I don't know how much money they made from that. Like, I'm sure it's like a couple $100.
Yeah, crazy. Which is insane because like then you don't even have to do laundry. You just buy new ones all the time. Like, it's so smart. That's genius. Like I understand people are like, oh, like they're selling it. Like who cares?
Like I don't blame Ali Perez selling it. I'm just like. Yeah, I'm not really like hitting on her grind hustle. Like
Seriously,
you got to do what
I
you got to
can
do,
do
right?
it.
Yeah, like you do your thing, girl. But like just the guys that are buying that shit, I mean, you gotta get
Oh,
you
yeah.
need some help.
Yeah, those guys need some help, but at the same time, yeah, that genius on her part. So good on her, seriously. But yeah, shout out to JD. Look at that about bringing me onto the channel to
Let's
keep
go,
it going.
JD.
My goodness, I would have loved to. Those guys were awesome. Those guys were the best by far. If it wasn't for their show, I probably wouldn't even be doing this because like they were the first people I
Yeah,
saw.
they're the first one doing breakdowns, I think.
Yeah, like they were doing it for like back in the 20 teens, and like man, they were so good, so good. But anyway, we still have a main event to talk about. We
Let's
don't need to talk
about the
about any
main
underwear
event.
anymore. Like, but yeah, definitely like if anybody wants to buy mine, I will definitely sell them. Either way, main event here: Brendan Loughnane taking on Timur Khizriev. Dude, great fight. Who do you have in this one?
So I'm gonna pick Khizriev because I think he can take him down a few times, maybe mixing the wrestling and their striking. But I'm not like crazy confident Khizriev. The reason for that is he's kind of low volume. He does just enough to win the round. Like every round he wins a round. I mean, he wins the rounds. I think the Braga fight like was really close. If he won that fight clearly, which I think he did, it should have been unanimous. I don't think that was a split. Me judging that fight, me going back and rewatching that fight, it should have been 29-28. Because he have clear as day. But it was close, man. Like he was getting pressured by Braga. Braga was the one walking down, even though he was getting outlanded with more damaging shots. And Khizriev wasn't really taking him down, wrestling him. So that tells me that he's comfortable standing. He's not gonna start panicking when he's not getting takedowns or like being able to control guys on the mat. He's okay striking with guys. And Braga is one of the better strikers in the PFL right now. And that's just impressive that he's able to go out there and win the fight by just striking with Braga, now striking him. And I think you can do the same thing here. Loughnane is really good. So like the betting side and betting because they're minus 350 or minus 370 or minus 280. I don't know what the line is. I think it's like somewhere around there. It's kind of like tricky though because I don't think he's gonna finish him. So it's gonna go 5 rounds and he's gonna have to win. I think he's gonna win 3 out of 5 rounds clearly, but it could be close. With the judges that we have in MMA these days, you can never be really too sure when it comes to judging in MMA. When you know the fight's gonna go the distance, which I think is gonna go the distance. This one, I like the over 4.5 rounds, even though now it's minus 300 now. It was minus 200 early in the week, so I like the over 4.5 rounds. The only way I see the stop is in this one if one of them like lands a cut and they cut each other, and it's a pretty nasty cut, and the doctor stops it. Maybe that's the way I see a stop is here. They're both pretty tough. I think Loughnane has a chin on him. He's only been KO'd like one time when he got caught with that knee up the middle by Pinedo. That's something he just probably didn't prepare for. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Khizriev by decision, but I like the over more than the money line for Khizriev because I think Loughnane can make this fight fairly close, and the odds will have it seem like. Who you picking here?
So I agree totally. The over is probably better. I do think Khizriev wins. I think he's going to be able to get on top and control. Khizriev is just a nightmare on top. However, we've seen him have to strike a few times, and it gets a little trickier. So Loughnane could make it close, but I do think we go to decision. And let's see. So at like fight goes.
It's minus 300 now, 4 over 4.5 rounds. I got it minus 200 over 4.5 rounds.
Yeah, fight goes and over 4.5 are not much different, but yeah, I think it goes to decision. I think
that's why you gotta like when they open the totals. Like sometimes they're open the totals later in the week. When Bet Online they open the totals like Monday normally, like Monday afternoon. You gotta keep an eye out for that because lines they get wide quick.
Especially with these PFL cards where it's like on an off week.
Because there's no UFC this week, right? So people are like most people that you normally bet the UFC, they're betting PFL this week. So
that's and you can get away with it on weeks where there's UFC and PFL, not this week. And I missed all the openers on the over unders, so we're gonna wing it. But yeah, I was
gonna parlay the over 4.5 rounds, but you can't do that in Bet Online. I mean, they don't let you parlay early in the week, so like I just bet it straight up on the over, and I feel pretty good about the over. Later. I was gonna parlay like Pinedo and the over. I was gonna do that instead, but I was just they don't let you parlay on Bet Online. I mean, early in the week, so just took it straight up. I mean, I like the over. So like even the minus 300, I still think it goes over. You can parlay that later in the week with something like Pinedo money line or like Messiah or like even all the side. I think I like him too. All the side.
Yeah, at the odds, like the over is probably. I feel like
it's minus 300 now. Like it's getting if it gets to minus 400, probably just leave it alone because there's definitely these guys are 145ers. They do like Laughlin does have power. I mean, not really a lot of power, but he can crack. He can open a cut. Maybe like there's a chance of that happening. Like when he landed that knee on Gonzalez, right? I mean, that was a nasty cut. I mean, that was pretty crazy when he cut him open. Like Laughlin can like throw some nice knees up the middle and throw some high kicks. He's sneaky, man. Laughlin's not a bum.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And I think that makes the fight, pretty close. So I know this Balthazar guy's trolling, but he's hilarious. So I'm
Bell. It's gotta be Mr. Pibbs. Is that Mr. Pibbs or it's gotta be Mr. Pibbs? I think. I'm sure you've seen Mr. Pibbs around on YouTube.
No, I don't think
he's like one of the bigger trolls in MMA.
Really? Space, dude, I love the trolls. They're so much fun. Like people get so upset about it. Like,
even when you make predictions and you give out some of your picking and people get pissed off, they're like, "Oh, you're a casual for picking this guy." Like,
yeah, I don't care.
Like people are calling me casual for picking pop up. They're like, "Oh, he's gonna get knocked out early." Like Costello's gonna knock him out. I mean, which could happen. I mean, this is
dude, for sure. I've missed plenty of picks in my life, and I'm definitely going to miss a lot more picks in the future.
When you're picking this many fights, I mean, you can't really like I know some people that pick a few fights they're confident in like that. You could probably do that, but like
right,
yeah, when you're picking all these every fighter on each card, like there's gonna be few you're gonna get wrong.
You're gonna miss. Yeah. Like I missed 3 on the last card, and like I felt really good about that card, but I still didn't. I mean, I still missed them. So
I missed a few. Yeah, I missed that Yao Can Fang. I missed that Kong Wang fight, and I missed. I think I missed Quang Li. I picked Quang Li, and he looked terrible. There's like one more that I missed Ma Shate. Yeah, Ma Shate just seems like he's not ready for the UFC, man. Doesn't he look like that? He just looks like he's not ready to compete in UFC. Ma Shate. Yeah, he seems too gun shy, right? Like.
And he's like so hard to like predict what version he was going to show up.
The reason I was pissed off about that one, like just because he didn't get finished either. Like so, I lost money betting on the fight doesn't go the distance there. Like I really thought one of them was going to go to sleep there. And Mashate is so tough. He kept getting back up after getting dropped. Like that was frustrating to watch. For me, I mean, obviously, but for him, I'm sure he's happy that he was able to not get finished. Yeah, let's do a parlay. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. On this card.
So let's at least get the plus money, but I'll be.
You want to do a safe parlay? Or are we doing like a nice juicy plus money parlay? Which one are we doing?
Let's start with something that's pretty safe, but gets us to like plus 100.
All right, I like Pinedo. Do you like Pinedo? It's like minus 350 now, but I do like Pinedo.
Yeah, Pinedo's solid.
Let's Pinedo.
See. Wait, I'm seeing minus 270. Is that wrong?
He's minus 315 now, I think, or something like that. Is he? Or bet online. Check bet online.
I'm just on Fight Odds right now. Fight Odds has him at minus 270 on BetUS as well as Bet Online.
Let me see. Pinedo. Yeah, he's minus 270. Okay, so he's minus 270 on Bet Online. That's
yeah.
Okay,
Let's take that. So minus 270. That's already easy.
Let's do. I like Al-Sad. I mean, I know he's not like a. I like him. You like him? Are we gonna put him in there? I think he's gonna win, man. Like I know the lines are close, like, and this seems like it should be a close fight, but like I think he's gonna win. I mean, we'll do another one after. We'll do a juicy one with him and a. Like,
okay, cool. I mean, I think he wins. I really do. What is Al-Sad's line on Bet Online?
They don't have it on Bet Online. It's on DraftKings, I think, only.
Oh, that explains it. Yeah, so we'll do him in a different one because I'm using Bet Online for this one. And we can do
okay. Let's do Taleb.
BetUS on the next one because I have BetUS as well, as much as they're scammers.
Or let's do Aziel. If we're gonna do Aziel, but that one's like I think Aziel's gonna win. Fine, we'll throw him in another parlay. We'll do 2 parlays, and first we'll do.
I'd be okay with the Juge in this one. I think he wins pretty high. But
okay, let's do him.
You think it's 134? Okay.
I like him too. I haven't bet him myself, but I do like him. I think he's gonna win.
Okay, that already gets us plus money. Right there,
yeah, that's solid right there. Plus 134 for 2 leg. Let's do a better plus money parlay now. So let's do Pinedo. Let's keep him for this one. Let's do it like another one. I like the outside. I mean, can we put him in there like from DraftKings? Can you do that? Just put him in there. Like I know BetOnline will drop the line eventually later in the week. I'm sure they'll drop the line eventually.
Okay, so we're starting fresh. None of these guys, or are we keeping both of them?
Fine, we'll keep both of them.
Cool. Let's keep both of them. Okay.
Pinedo.
Actually, we have to. Okay, let's use the lines from BetUS because I can use those.
Do they have the outside line over there or not?
They have the over unders and everything. Yeah.
Okay, let's do
and
that.
Probably everything on that. Okay, so we got 270 for Pinedo. What's a juge there? Oh, same lines on both. That's sick. Okay. Okay, so what else do we want in this one?
Outside.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he is on minus 120 on BetUS. We're gonna put that in there for sure.
What's that getting us?
That puts us at plus 328. Let's try to get at least plus 5.
Okay, let's do one more. Which one are we gonna go with?
Okay.
Kazriev or no? Kazriev, it's tricky, man. Kazriev, because he's not really gonna finish him. I like the over. I like the over 4.5 rounds.
Over. How do we feel about? I mean, Steenis doesn't really help it much. Yeah,
that's like minus 700. I think he's gonna win. Really confident there, but it's not really getting us a lot of plus money there.
We could go slim, but that's getting scary. We could go.
We can go pop up. I mean, but that's a heavyweight fight.
Oof. What about that? Mohammed Safi or whatever.
Yeah, we can put him in there. We can put.
You think he's a good spot?
Safi.
At minus, Safi, that's it.
I think he's gonna be able to get takedowns if he needs to, or like land the better shots.
That puts us at plus 542.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. I like that one.
Okay, let me see.
The parlays that I've done, like the only parlay that I have on the card right now is like Masaev and what's his name, Pinedo. Like that's the only parlay. I'm probably gonna do some long shot parlays later in the week when they drop the props on DraftKings because you can't parlay the props on BetOnline for some reason, which I don't really get why. But yeah, I'm gonna do that later after I watch the wins and everything. Like I'm gonna watch the wins, so gonna do that later.
Let's see. We added Alisat. And there we go. And that.
I feel pretty good about Al-Sad. I mean, I don't even know why this line's this close. Like, how can anyone watch the fight and think that Al-Qahtani is gonna win? Maybe they think it's 5 rounds, so maybe he has a chance in the 5-round fight. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's crazy that
they obviously think something though.
Maybe they know something that I don't know, or we don't know.
So we got two big parlays here. Both of them seem pretty solid. Let's do one more. Let's just keep these and let's add another couple of legs to get to plus 1,000 just for
okay, let's do that.
Crazy.
Fine, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do
get out of here.
We'll do let's throw the under 1.5 in the Steenis fight, or let's just parlay his money line. Okay. Let's throw him in that parlay. Money line, you want to go money line? Let's do money line. I think that's safer under.
Yeah. Okay, so that puts us up to 634.
Let's do that.
What do we think? What's that?
Let's put him in there. Let's put Masaev in there. Or
how about Taleb?
Do we have to agree on the pick when we're making the parlay? Is that how it works?
It would be better if we agreed on the pick.
Okay, let's fine. Let's leave him out then. Let's put Dishiva. Minus 400. That seems kind of crazy though, but I think she's gonna win.
Yeah.
Put her in.
We're at plus 817. We need a little bit more.
Let's put Alakra then.
Oh, yeah. He's minus 365. So there we go.
One more, right?
1,000.
We got it. Okay, I think that can cash. But yeah, normally guys don't play parlays that are that long. I mean, there's always like one guy or two guys that like mess it up. I mean, like, but you never know. PFL normally you can hit parlays this long, and PFL normally there's not a lot of big upsets on PFL cards. There's only been like one card where I've seen like more than like 2 upsets on the card. Normally there's like a lot of fights go to this. I mean,
if you
go the way they normally think.
On this car, on this, you'll get $10 back.
No, that's pretty good ROI. That's pretty good ROI.
That's not bad. And if you lose $1, like whatever. But if you win $10, that could buy you a really cheap
pretty solid.
I
might actually bet on Ozil now. I'm thinking about parlaying with someone. I might just I already have Pinedo in like a couple of parlays, so like I don't want to like have him in every parlay that something crazy happens and then like I'm pissed off. I'm like shit, I shouldn't have thrown him in every parlay. But I just seem like Pinedo, like he should be minus 400. I feel like minus 400, minus 500. So I just don't see how Kennedy's gonna win. Like just I don't know. Like Kennedy's like he has a good record, right? He's got like 17-4 record, not bad. Yeah, it's gonna. I can't wait to see that one. I mean, I wish it was someone better that Pinedo was fighting. I wish it was like someone better. Like maybe they can do like Radanov or like some like Radanov fights at 155 or 145. 145, right? Or 155, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean those parlays, we're hitting them sick. We're gonna hit all these, every last one of them for everybody that's that
would be fun because you're versus Pinedo. That would be a fun match, right? What do you think? What do you think about that one?
About who?
Kisriya versus Pinedo.
I think Kisriya would take him down and hold him.
Yeah, I think Kisriya would have more pass victory than that one for sure.
Dude, I think Kisriya is the type of guy that, like, if you can't knock him out in the first part of the round before he gets a hold of you, that's when you end up just like you're just gonna get frustrated on your back, and then as the rounds continue to go, you're more frustrated, and it just makes it way worse because
I'm definitely like I'm excited to see how he does in the 5-round fight because in the third round against Braga, he was starting to slow down a bit. And the third pressure was kind of getting to him. So, like, I'm definitely, like, if he can mix and takedown, this one's could get pretty tricky, I feel like. This one could be close if he can get takedowns, consistent takedowns on him.
It'll be close, but I think he's going to
I still think he's a, like, cleaner, like, striker. Like, he knows how to mix it in. And when you're, and, like, obviously, Lafayette's going to be worried about takedowns, I feel like. That's going to open up the striking. So, I think that's why the line is, and also he's undefeated, right? So, like, that's why the line is minus 300, I think. Yeah, let's go, man. We got the breakdown done.
Heck yeah, brother. Yeah, I gotta get out here and feed these cats anyway. So why don't you shout out your channel, all that good stuff, and then we'll wrap.
All right, guys. I'm Pickem MMA on YouTube channel. You guys can look me up, and I'll be live for this card if you guys want to hang out on Friday. I'm probably gonna be live for this whole card. Let's see how it goes. I still got a couple of days to think it over, and hope to see you guys there, man. Wish you guys luck on this card. Hope you guys make we all make money on this card. And let's go, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the stream.
Word. And like it on your way out. Also, that'll be hilarious when you start streaming on Friday, and the next thing you know, it's Saturday, and you're like, they still have 3 more fights.
Yeah, the lucky part. I mean, the good part is that there's no UFC that I have to cover, so like I'll be fine. I should be.
Then you just sleep the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, I normally just like even like the UFC Macau, like I slept till like all day after that. Like I was like tired. I wasn't like crazy tired because there was a lot of finishes in the card, so it wasn't like a long card. But yeah, there's
ends, it's like
yeah, we're not really used to like being up that early watching fights. I mean, but it was a good card. I really enjoyed it. I think this could be a fun card. I just hope the pacing is like is good.
They announced like a musical guest today, which is dumb.
Like I don't want to see that shit, man. Like we don't watch the PFL fight game to watch concerts. I mean, like if I want to see a concert, I'll go watch the concert.
Even if I like the music, I just don't. I want to watch fights.
Like when they had Eminem on for the boxing card. I mean, like Terrence Crawford card. Right? Like who the hell wants to see that? Like I'm sure that's like I'm a fan of Eminem. I like Eminem, but like come on, like I don't want to see him. Like I don't want to see him like sing. I want to see fights. Yeah, like at least the UFC gets it, right? UFC's like they don't do dumb shit like they don't do stuff like that. I mean,
the most they'll do is have somebody perform on an entrance for something like on a Conor McGregor.
Yeah, like that's
even
fine.
then,
I mean,
it's very like
minimal.
song.
Yeah, like that's what PFL needs to get over. Like I think it's not the PFL. I feel like it's the Saudis. Every time they have a Saudi card, they try to like make it entertaining, like
crazy.
Yeah. It's like they gotta realize that people watch the fight game to watch fights. I mean, that's basically why we watch the fight game.
And that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, this is actually a better card, one of the better cards for people this year.
Word.
Can't wait to see it. But yeah.
Well, everybody tune in to Pickem's stream on Friday. Watch it along with Pickem. I'll be watching it most likely just being frustrated about the pacing, but we're gonna watch it anyway. So anyway, I will see you guys Friday. Right. I will
later, guys. Take it easy.
Have fun. Catch y'all down the road. Enjoy yourselves.